So James Conahan, we're going to do it for the second time. The lawyer.
That's me.
Putting people in jail and taking them out.
Yeah.
What's your favourite one to do?
Oh, I don't know.
Depends.
I like defence. They're both sort of similar and good for different reasons and bad for different reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what you did, we were talking about it before, but then this fucked up. Did you go straight into law school after school?
No, because I wasn't the best student at school, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. So I worked for a year, just working in vineyards, hospitality, delivering pizzas, selling camping gear, like just anything I could do. Ended up doing the stat test and getting into law, pretty much because I can't count. So
Yeah. But yeah, fucking law. There would never be a shortage of work with that field.
well,
down this way.
It depends, I guess. Like in Adelaide, it's pretty hard to. Well, it was for me because I was shit at school and I wasn't like, ducks of the college at law school either. And Adelaide's pretty small, so it's one of those places where it's not what you know, it's who you know a lot of the time. And I didn't know anyone or anything, so I went to Victoria instead and got a job in the country.
In Mildura, was it?
Horsham.
Mildura's in fucking Adelaide, isn't it? No. Where's Mildura?
It's like up on the border near the Riverland.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It is in Victoria, yeah.
Cheers, man. Red tins.
Love red tins, man.
You can take the south out of the boy, but you can't take the boy out. No, that's the other way around.
Yeah. You can't take the south out.
You can't. So, I remember when we were at Nuri, you were telling me some stories of some of those cases.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of wild shit comes through.
At what point does someone come to you and you're like, I cannot do anything to help you?
A lot of the time it was pretty early, because they'd just be, in Victoria you get a pretty good evidence package at first bat when you come to court. You get statements and photographs and things like that, and you can sort of look at something and get a general idea, and you just have this person going, nah, none of that happened. All these people are lying, the coppers are after me. And when you started hearing that, you're like, it's going to be hard work convincing this person what is actually in their best interest as far as the court process goes.
Is it like a moral conflict when you know someone's just fucking lying, but you still have to defend them?
Well, it's actually like a practical and a moral conflict, because if you know something's not true, then you've got a duty not to try and mislead the court with it. And I was pretty firm on that. I mean, there's also, you've got to hold the prosecution to account. You want them to actually be able to prove what they've got. And that's the whole job of the court system, basically trying to find the truth. So even though it's adversarial, everyone's working towards the same sort of goal. But yeah, if someone was outright lying and you knew it was a lie, you can't put it forward to the court as the truth. Well, you shouldn't.
A lot of lawyers would do some dodgy shit, though.
Oh, I think some do. There's bad people in every job. Well, not even bad people, just people who are willing to look the other way. Yeah.
Is your favourite trial of all time the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial?
I hate it so much.
Did you not love it?
It's such a fucking circus.
That was fucking excellent.
I don't know anything about it other than the memes, really.
Oh my God, I was staying up till like 2 a.m. watching that fucking thing some nights. It was like a comedy show.
Yeah, I mean, some of the clips from it are pretty funny. Like, Amber Heard's lawyer was cross-examining some guy and saying like, oh, you just want your 5 minutes of fame or something. And he roasted her and said that's why she was representing her or something like that.
That was fucking insane. There is like there hasn't been many like really good public trials. I do like a good trial.
Yeah, I mean, they can be pretty entertaining. It is depressing though as well.
Depending on what the actual charge was.
Yeah, and I mean that was just two rich people trying to get money out of each other. I mean, there's some good quotes out of it, like old love shitting in his bed and stuff like that.
Oh, okay. What? So, like, once a case is done, can you like? Obviously, you can't divulge like personal information, but can you talk about the case openly?
Some you can. So Australia's got this principle of open court. So where there's if someone's found guilty or something like that, it's not a secret unless there's a suppression order made. So lots of the time media will come to court on a general court day. Anyone theoretically could walk into the court and just watch. And like even big high profile cases, they'll have a public gallery. So like a lot of murders and things like that, you'll have members of the public, not necessarily at the early stages, but if there's a trial or a sentencing, they can come and watch.
There was one you told me about, and I've been laughing about it ever since. It was the turtles.
Man.
The fucking turtles.
Yeah, that's one of my favourites. That was...
Do you want to replicate that one?
It would be so funny to get another one like it, because it happened at the same time as Turtle King.
Tiger King.
And I was calling this bloke the Turtle King because he was just going around nicking, well, not even stealing because nobody owns them, but just like going onto farm properties and taking turtles out of dams and selling them on Facebook Marketplace.
Which is illegal. You can't sell an animal, I don't think, on Marketplace.
Well, there's specific legislation about these kinds of animals and stuff, and like his house got raided and all sorts of shit for turtles. And that was another one where it was just surreal and just weird.
Was he out on parole or something as well? Maybe. Yeah, it's it just took way long because it's like a fine. It's a fine. It went for ages. It nearly went to like a contested hearing because there were bits and pieces of it that weren't necessarily, I didn't think, true as far as what he'd done, and there was other people involved, but it was a mountain out of a molehill. Do you like kind of not befriend, but you'd get pretty like personally invested with some of your clients because you some cases might take 4 years or like a span across 2-3 years.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say befriend.
But you'd get like maybe a bit invested in certain clients that are more...
You get like pretty friendly with a lot of them, or you get to know them pretty well, because if you're going to do a plea for someone, or even if you're going to contest something, you want to know the ins and outs of their life pretty well. And also I was in Horsham. And small town, man. I'd go to Woolworths on the weekend and someone would hit me up like, hey, I need help with this, while I'm doing my shopping. Like I'm walking around with a fucking loaf of bread and they're like, yeah, I fucking lit a car on fire, man. So, and a lot of my clients in Horsham were like young kids and stuff, so you want to try and put the extra effort in to be like, you got to stop being a dickhead before you turn 18, or at least tone it down, and find a better hobby than throwing rocks at cars.
Yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. There wouldn't be much else to do in Horsham besides lob a fucking rock through a car, though.
Well, that's the thing I didn't get, man. Like, because I was pretty devo when I was moving out there. I was like, fuck, it's middle of nowhere. There's going to be nothing to do. But I like going forward driving and fishing and
shooting
all that
and
stuff.
shit.
So, which, comparatively is heaps cheaper than meth. So, I don't know why you'd choose meth.
I think I know why some people would choose meth.
It's very Moorish, I've heard.
It's probably pretty Moorish and like it's a natural like laxative, I imagine.
Yeah.
A lot of people are into natural laxatives. It's not that natural, but
yeah, I was going to say.
Speaking of meth, do you follow Kanye West?
I don't, but like you can't avoid.
Have you seen what's happened on fucking
He needs a fucking handler.
Yeah, he does, man.
Have you seen his Instagram?
I've seen bits, like I've seen when fucking what's his name was going out with Kim Kardashian.
Oh nah, this all happened within like 2 days. He made a fashion show and he made a jumper and it says White Lives Matter.
I did see that. I didn't realise he made it.
Yeah, and he was wearing it and he's just gone like he's fucking got like 40 posts in the last 2 days just outing everyone about he's just ramble shit.
Yeah,
I love it.
It is like he's obviously got something going on.
Do you have a favourite public meltdown?
I reckon Britney Spears is pretty iconic. Like when she went and
that's
shaved
the
her
most
head.
iconic mental breakdown.
The other one is like everyone's favourite, the succulent Chinese meal guy.
Was he having a mental breakdown though, or was he in the right there?
Was he in the right?
I don't know.
I don't know the story.
There was an interview of him the other day I seen, like a modern one.
I mean, if they were grabbing his penis, then 100% that's not on. But
I don't think they were grabbing his penis. I don't know.
I don't think he was getting arrested because of the Chinese meal.
You don't reckon?
Nah.
I bought these.
Yeah.
And I've never smoked a cigar.
Haven't you?
Nah. I wouldn't even know. I bought a cutter.
I've been fucking blind every time I have.
So, like, when you do it...
Yeah.
I'm going to get roasted for this.
Yeah.
Do you cut it there? Do you smoke it from there?
Yeah.
Really? Why would they put this here then? That's just bullshit.
I don't know, man. You'll have to ask the fucking child labour that made it.
Eduardo.
Yeah.
Ecuador's finest.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure you cut it, because otherwise it wouldn't work, would it?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. I bought a cutter too.
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
I bought a cutter. And my missus bought me a ashtray.
Yep, screaming.
Screaming.
Yeah, nah, you definitely have to cut that off.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at a video. It's about there.
Oh, well, you know more than me if you've watched a video, mate.
There you go. Look at that.
I wouldn't want to get your finger in there.
You wouldn't. Jacob tried to put his dick in there once.
I'm surprised it didn't fit.
Didn't. How good is that bar?
It's sick, man.
If anyone hasn't been to Nuri yet in Port Alunga, I think I've been like 3 or 4 times now, and that place, the food is what surprised me the most.
Yeah, it's
it's fucking nice food.
It's really good.
And we were there the other night with James, and he was trying to finish this bottle of alcohol.
It's nearly gone.
Is it?
Man, yeah.
Jacob was so fucking mad because apparently it's really hard to get. So James just kept ordering fucking drinks upon drink. It's really expensive too. And he just kept ordering it. And every time he'd order it, you'd see Jacob just like, fuck. What was it?
It's Redbreast, the 12-year-old.
Was that the one we had neat?
Yeah.
It was nice.
Yeah, we'll finish it tonight, man. There's not much left.
Yeah.
Me and Matilda went there for a drink last night, and yeah, I had another one, and yeah, there's not much left in there.
Nice. So you've done well.
Yeah.
It won't be there for another 6 months now.
Nah.
Fuck, we had some fun times. So if obviously no one knows, me and James went to Cardine College together, which was another
quality institution, that one.
I didn't mind it.
No, it's actually a good school. The school wasn't bad, we just weren't good.
I think we had a pretty solid year.
Yeah, like year 11, man.
How many of our years in jail?
Is anyone?
I don't think so.
I know there's some people from other years that have gone.
I know a lot of people from other years that have gone to jail. Yeah. Mostly of the Lebanese community. Or that I'm enjoying that a lot. You're not supposed to inhale a cigar though, are you?
I don't know, man.
It gives you a nice head spin.
Eating pieces of it.
Oh, that gives you a real head spin. I'm into it. I feel like Andrew Tate. I want to go be a misogynist.
Fuck, I hate that guy. So bad.
Me and my missus were talking about it the other day because I I always put on that song that's like tied to him. It's like that Arab song that's on all of his memes, and I'll like order her to do something around the house. So we were on the bed yesterday, and I was playing that song, and I was like, "Go get me a fucking drink." And she looked at me. And she looked at me, and she said, "If you ever say that to me again, I will fucking knock you out." And she proceeded to go get herself a drink, but not me.
That's fair enough.
But we were talking about it the other day, about like all that toxic masculinity stuff, and it's like, at what point is masculinity not toxic? Because embracing your like femininity is fine, and I'm not vouching for Andrew Tate. This is just a thought. Like, I was just thinking about it. I was like, at what point is masculinity okay then?
Well, I think it's just like there's obvious negative aspects. Like, if you're saying, I don't think toxic masculinity means like real masculinity. Like, it's more people saying, oh, if you're a bloke and you cry, then you're a fucking sook. That's
toxic.
Yeah.
But also without masculinity,
or like treating,
like your granddad, was your family in the army? I imagine your granddad would have went to war. Your great granddad.
Great grandfather on one side did. I'm pretty sure.
Well, like without blokes like that, who would they're real masculine men who had to fucking go to war.
Yeah, but
there'd be nothing.
Like, they 100% like definitely masculine men went, but if you think they weren't fucking scared about it or anything like that, then you're an idiot. Like, if you're saying you can't feel emotions or anything like that, then that's what I think is toxic or if you're saying like men have a certain role, women have a certain role, and there's no wiggle room, then in this day and age, that's pretty dumb.
It's a lot to take in. I would hate to be a 13-year-old male or female, but I reckon it's a hard time for like 12 to 13-year-old males at the moment to navigate.
I mean, you just get exposed to every extreme, because that's what...
It's not even that. It's like when you made a mistake when you were like 12 or 13 or 14 or 15, phones weren't as prevalent. So, like, not every single thing was being documented. So your mistakes were mistakes. They didn't, like, live with you.
And you'd remember, like... Because when I first... Like, my first phone was, like, a flip phone or something. And then you had, like, those Nokia E30-somethings or whatever. And then when, like, touch screens and stuff came out, and, like, the phones just became massive. And... like, so much bullying.
That's the coolest thing about our generation, because in primary school, obviously in year 6 and 7 and stuff, phones weren't really a thing.
No.
And in year 5 and stuff, the internet wasn't even really big.
I reckon we've done this wrong, eh?
Really? Mine's working good.
I'm just getting, like, pieces of cigar all over my face.
Do you know what? If we did it wrong...
like, I'm still getting smoke out of it. But
it's good content.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, it's for the thumbnail more than anything.
Yeah.
But when we were like in year 5, there was no fucking phones. There wasn't even really... We used to handwrite everything. And then when we went into year 8 and 9, phones became real big and the internet started. So we lived in kind of the middle of both worlds.
Yeah.
So we got to see both, which is really cool. But now, obviously, kids like... They fucking live on them. Like, it's just a different world.
And there's so much... like, bad shit that happens. Like,
there's horrible shit that happens, but there's also really cool shit that happens.
100%.
Like, you see kids now, they develop so quickly and they gain so much skill with random shit. Like, there's kids that play guitar or fight or do jiu-jitsu or just any field that are 10 years accelerated because they can sit on YouTube and download so much fucking information in, like, 3 seconds. Whereas it was a lot harder for, like, say, us or your parents even. Not even us. It was pretty easy for us because I remember YouTube came around in, like, year 6 or 7.
Yeah.
But it was just a place where people would, like, throw shit at walls and...
Yeah, it was just dumb shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, like, weird videos and stuff.
Yeah.
It's changed heaps.
It has changed heaps. But, yeah, it's fucking... It'd be a hard time to be, like, a young male. And just not know what's okay and what's not okay.
I mean, they just get the extreme side of everything because that's what gets views and that's what gets shared on social media. So, like, on one side you've got Andrew Tate, who's a fucking flop, and then on the other side you've got all these people telling young blokes that they're pieces of shit because they're blokes, or
That's the thing, like...
But, I mean, you can't read too much into it. I mean...
I think kids do, though.
Oh,
That's the thing. Yeah. Like, I think they do. I think...
That's why they need good parents and good role models in their everyday life. But, I mean, again, lots of kids don't, especially, like, guardianship of the state. Like, we see all those kids all the time.
I don't even know what they do at school anymore. Like, do kids play, like...
Dude, we didn't even know what we were doing when we...
No, but, like, if someone falls over, like anyone at Cardine, a female, a male, if someone fell over, it was stacks on. There was 20 people running and jumping and flopping their whole body onto you until you almost died.
And I hope that's still...
I hope it's still a thing, but I don't think you can do it anymore.
I reckon kids would do it. We weren't supposed to do it.
I reckon we should do one at Nuri.
I'm down. We haven't been barred yet.
Yeah, you haven't?
No.
I think I am.
Red got cut off, so he's ahead of all of us.
Who got cut off?
Big Red.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Is that the first person?
I don't know. He's big bloke as well. He would have.
When did he get cut off?
Like last week.
He went like every single day.
Well, this is what Red tells me.
Is he still in Adelaide?
Yeah.
Very nice. I love Red. I hadn't seen him for years, and then we seen him the other day.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Red is a good boy. Oh, love that. But yeah, school's fucking back in the day. It was. I enjoyed Cardine. I enjoyed high school, but I enjoyed the social aspect of high school a lot more than I enjoyed actual high school.
Yeah, I looking back, I'm like, it was a pretty good school actually. If you put the effort in.
Yeah, but that's like any school. You can achieve the same level of like education at a public school, probably.
Yeah, but we had pretty good teachers, I think.
Well, I think we had good teachers. Do you know? Oh, you didn't go to Antonio. Do you remember Mr. Bandiera?
Yeah, I love Mr. B.
So he's retired.
He's the only teacher who's ever physically struck me.
Oh, really? Did he?
Yeah, and I was just like, it's just Mr. B.
Did you deserve it?
Oh, always.
Yeah. We used to fuck with Mr. B so much. People would like run up behind him and grab his shoulders and leapfrog over him and shit. And there was like someone who kept putting up pictures of his face on a bee around Cardine.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cardine's teachers were cool. Miss Goodchild was pretty cool.
She didn't like me, mate.
I had a cunt of a thing for my advanced maths class. I had a cunt of a teacher. Miss Kowalski? Kowalski?
She was alright with me.
Really? I think she was
advanced maths.
Yeah. Does that surprise you?
Well, yeah, because we were in the basic maths class, so you must have gone from the advanced class.
In year 10, I did advanced maths.
Yeah, and then in year 11, we did like the level below these kids are.
Oh yeah, because I only did a couple. I think I did a term of year 11.
That was with Miss Watson. It was me, you, and Red.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all we did was like draw rude pictures in each other's school books. And
do you know Jacob? I think Jacob punched me in the head once because we were in I think it was Miss Goodchild's English class, and he had his book there, and I was like, he turned around real quick, and I got his scissors and I cut my pubes off.
I remember.
And I glued him to his page, and he cracked the fucking shits at me, and he hell fucking snitched on me.
Yeah.
He like fucking straight away, putrid dog. He fucking just snitched me.
Like took a sample
and
for DNA.
I was like, that is fucking hilarious. What are you talking about? He got really upset. I don't know why.
It's unreasonable.
So much funny shit. There was good parties.
Yeah, there was. There was some really good parties.
Besides, like, well, obviously being a lawyer, you got some pretty fucking cool hobbies. You like what? You spearfish?
Yeah, I love spearfishing. Wow.
If you can, when you can.
Yeah. Not anything. Like, I'm not... I'll go out with my mates up in Horsham and stuff.
You don't have your license yet, do you?
No.
Yeah, you need to get on it.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to do it when I was in Victoria, but there's nowhere to go here unless you know someone.
That's the only issue with having your gun license. Like, I might as well not fucking have it at this point, because once you shoot a property dry, it's just done. There's nothing else. They don't just pop up.
And I'm not into shooting roos. Like, it just feels fucked up.
If it's for like culling purposes, I get it. If you're gonna eat it, I'm not a fan of shooting anything if you're not gonna eat it unless it's a fox.
Yeah, or a cat,
or a feral cat or something. There used to be a place in Kangaroo Island where you could go, and it was like 500 acres, and you could rent it out for like $55 per person a night, and whatever you shot you could keep. And they had feral pigs, goats, rabbits. They had feral cats and dogs, and you could shoot whatever you wanted. But rang them.
How did they have all this fucking feral stuff?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they introduced it, but apparently it was like full of life. And I rang them the end of last year to organise a trip, and they all fucking burnt down.
Yeah. I was actually over there at the back end of that fire for a spearfishing comp.
You were there?
Yeah.
Was it horrible? Obviously.
It wasn't too... I'm not going to say it wasn't too bad. I didn't go into the fire, but I went over like halfway... more later than halfway through, because we're meant to have this spearfishing comp, which ended up getting cancelled, obviously. But a bunch of the boys were over there at Emu Bay, and like they said it was just fucking raining ash, and like at Western River Cove, which is a pretty nice spot, there's like a river that runs out, and they were like, it was just pumping black sludge out because it's just all ash. And we went diving on the north side, well, on the western side, on the last day I was there, and we just saw this smoke just getting closer and closer and closer. And eventually we just got in the cars and left, because it was like, it's obviously fucking coming this way. But yeah, it was pretty bad. So they cancelled the comp, and I just thought, well, I've already got my ferry ticket, so I filled my ute up with like donations, went across and just dropped them off, and then thought we'd get a couple of dives in anyway, but it was pretty average.
Yeah, I don't fuck with spearfishing. That's just one thing. I don't fuck with anything in the ocean.
Yeah, we've had this debate before.
Yeah, well, was it you I was talking about? Who would you prefer to fight, a tiger or a shark?
Yeah, and it's not fair, because tigers can swim.
What do you mean?
Well, a tiger could swim out and get you. If you get on land, a shark can't get you.
Yeah, but you're not gonna get on land. That's the issue. You know what I mean?
You might.
Oh, you'd fucking be lucky.
With a tiger, it doesn't matter. You can't
honestly,
get away.
I honestly think I could evade it.
A tiger?
Yeah.
How?
So I've thought about it a fair bit.
You could evade a tiger.
I thought about it a fair bit. I reckon I could, like, it's jumping at me, and while it's jumping, I'd just quickly jerk left.
Do you know how fast they are? And like, it could probably change direction mid-air, man.
No, I don't think so.
No, I don't know.
I don't think that's a thing.
I reckon they eat stuff that's better at escaping than you are.
Yeah, but have you ever seen a deer? Like, they actually do know what. That's so fair. They're pretty. What is that noise? Can you hear that?
I think there's a bird on the roof.
There is a fucking bird on the roof. So I thought it was raining.
It's a tiger, man.
It's a tiger. But yeah, I've always thought about this, and I always thought, I'd be able to...
No.
I'd definitely be able to jerk it out. Not...
Yeah, that's one tactic, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a shark would be the worst death.
It wouldn't be nice.
It would be the worst.
Unless...
Or crocodile.
Well, unless it, like, got you good on the first pass.
A crocodile would definitely be...
Yeah, no, because they stuff you under a log until they're ready. I've ashed on your table, mate. But yeah, they just grab you and roll, don't they?
Well, yeah, but I think it's the thing where you don't see them until you see them.
With a crocodile, until it's wrapped around your head.
Yeah, like, have you ever been to Darwin?
Yeah, I was born in Darwin.
You were born in Darwin?
Yeah. In a crocodile's den.
Where were you born in Darwin? I've never been.
At the Royal Darwin Hospital.
Oh, not like where? Like, where did you live there?
Yeah, I've
or
lived
did you just move straight here?
Nah, I was pretty young when I lived there.
We lived there. We lived in Tennant Creek. And then I think we moved to Adelaide, then out to Louth Bay, which is near Lincoln.
Oh, you live near Lincoln.
Mm.
Do you go up there ever?
Yeah, my parents have moved back to Louth. So
really?
I was there a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is Coffin Bay near Lincoln?
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of you at Coffin Bay.
Yeah.
I've never been.
It's good.
It's good.
It's real good.
Fresh oysters.
Good diving.
Yeah. I just don't get why people like it.
It's sick, man. Like, if you...
Do you need a scuba license for what you do?
Nah, because you're not allowed to spear on scuba, so it's all free diving.
Why aren't you allowed to spear on scuba?
Because it's fucking cheating.
What? Oh, because you're down there for too long.
Yeah, it's just illegal.
Do you have a scuba license anyway?
Nah.
No.
I get hell claustrophobic, so I don't know if I'd be able to scuba and just sit down there.
Yeah, I remember there's this story of there's this UFC fighter called Donald Cerrone. He's a fucking madman. He loves scuba diving, just any kind of extreme sport he's into. And he went scuba diving down like 500 meters or so. Or it was a couple hundred meters. It was very deep. It was It was that deep you couldn't see that much light. And he got trapped. His gear got trapped in like a hole that was the size of his body, so he couldn't get out.
What the fuck was he doing?
And he got out, but then he was disorientated and he was in like this underwater cave and he didn't know what was up from left or right, and he only had like 4 minutes of oxygen left. So he wrote a note to his family saying like, sorry, I'm fucking dead or something. Like he did something, and then he's like,
sorry, I'm dead.
So he had to make a decision of which way to go because he didn't have much air, and he fucking luckily picked the right way to go and he made it to the air. But he's like, that it was the most fucking terrifying moment of my life.
Yeah, I can imagine, man.
Have you seen Last Breath?
No, but I've heard about that. That's fucked. That's fucked.
That will scare the shit out of you.
Yeah, like I'm pretty careful when because we go.
Have you seen any sharks when you've been spearfishing?
I've seen 2, but not pointers, just bronzies.
Bronzies.
Actually, I've seen a grey nurse as well.
You spear a bronzy? You can you do that?
I think you can technically. I've never done it.
Gummy shark's good eating. Bronzy's alright, but gummy's nice.
Little bronzies are real good.
Yeah, the smaller ones are nice. You just got to make sure you cut the head off straight away.
I know a guy that speared a mako.
Really?
A small one, yeah.
In
KI.
Yeah. Do we have mako sharks here?
Yeah.
No shit. I thought they were like more like in Hawaii and shit.
No. They're like colder water usually, I think.
No shit.
But that's probably not true because they get them up like New South Wales coast and stuff like that as well.
The most diving I've done is I went to fucking Wallaroo and I went with my uncle to go get sea urchins.
Mm.
And I fucking ate shit on the rocks. It was horrible. I got a massive scar on my leg because of it. But delicious.
Yeah, I found $100 diving at Wallaroo.
Really?
Just on the bottom.
Probably mine. I ate that much shit. It was so
I
bad.
lost $100.
Wallaroo's a proper shithole, but I love it.
I love Wallaroo, man.
I love Wallaroo too.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
It's a little bit of a shithole.
Yeah, it is. That's just York.
But it's nice.
Well, except York's in summer now.
Packed.
Fuck.
It's all of the suburban white people that bought holiday houses there. They fucked it.
Dude, you remember working at the Star and like you'd go for your lunch break or something and you'd come back and there'd be like 2 Range Rovers parked across 6 parks in the car park.
I fucking hated that car park. And there was some very, very, very suspicious gay activity that used to go on in that car park at night time.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Whenever we'd leave, there'd always be just fucking some stuff happening in
I
that.
don't remember that.
I think that maybe I was the instigator, but and then there's just Eve. No. The Star was such a good place to fucking work.
Oh, dude, it's awesome. I wish I could still work there.
I'd work there again.
Although it's changed a bit now, but just good times.
Fuck, that was a good place. That was my favourite kitchen I think I've ever worked in.
I think that was as like a kid because that was my first job and I kept it until I graduated uni.
That would have been sad to see you go, eh?
That was like, oh, some people would have been.
A lot of people.
One or two. But, yeah, getting that job at like 14 was the best thing I ever did.
You were definitely the most sassy dishwasher I've ever met in my life. Eh? I've never been into a kitchen where like the dishwasher has attitude with everyone and everyone listens to him.
Yeah.
Like usually that's like the bottom tier of it, but in the Star you were like, no. You do it this way.
Yeah, nah. Well, I'd perfected it, mate. I've been doing it for so long.
Such a good kitchen to work in too. So practical. I liked how small it was.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know anything else.
Clean down hell quick.
Yeah.
Like it was just real practical.
Yeah. And it got so good when Brett took over.
Have you been there to eat since?
Since Brett left, no. No. But
I'd like to go.
I'd imagine the food's still very good, like because it's Mike who was the sous chef when I was there with Brett and that.
You would have seen a lot of chefs go through there.
Yeah,
like Sean. What's Sean doing?
I'm not sure. I haven't seen him for ages. He was talking about going and getting his helicopter license and
That's not cooking.
doing that. No, it's a bit different. But yeah, I saw. First one I worked for was Harley, then there was Sam, then Sean, then Brett, I reckon.
I never met Harley.
He was a good dude.
Mm.
He did heaps more complicated.
Yeah, the thing I liked about the Star is the food was just nice.
Mm.
Like there was a couple little nice elements to some dishes, but
They had me. By the end, for the last like 2 or 3 years, I was doing larder and desserts. Like I wasn't on dishes anymore. And if I can make food, it's fucking. But it was all so good.
You were there for so long though. You would have known that fucking menu back to front.
Yeah, I was there for ages. 11 years it ended up being.
11.
Yeah.
Fuck.
When I had to do my uni placement, even though I was a casual, I took long service leave. So like it funded my uni placement.
No way.
It was good.
So you should walk in there now and just get a free meal.
Nah, I reckon I'd walk in there now and none of the front of house would know who I am.
I don't even remember who the front of house was there when I was there. Dana was there.
Yeah.
Dana, there was that Arab kid, Karim.
Wasn't he a dishy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever he was fucking...
He was there.
Spaz. He was fucking spaz. Yeah.
I mean, when you're a kid, man, I was hell stupid when I started there. But that's what I reckon, like, it was such a good job just to learn how to
There was no one
operate.
pretty aggro. That was the good thing.
No one screamed at you.
No one screamed.
I did get yelled at once, but I deserved it. And that was when I first started, because I couldn't clean the fucking area down properly. But, yeah, like, no one ever yelled at you. Someone might be a little bit pissed off with you, but yeah, which is what work should be. Like, it's okay to get pissed off at people.
Have you been to Scuba show, haven't you?
Yeah, man, it's fucking, we love it.
Have you done the show, the Yakitori bar at the front?
No.
That, I went there, oh fuck mate, that is my favourite spot in Adelaide.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, just that particular, Scuba show's amazing. I love the crab udon.
Because do they do a ramen thing now as well?
Yeah, in the same venue. The ramen's nice.
Yeah.
The ramen is nice. But I ate a bowl of ramen in Melbourne once, and it ruined all ramen for me.
Yeah.
Because it was that good.
Well, we got this ramen in Tokyo, and it was fucking pretty good. And it was like $2.
Oh, you've been to Japan?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want another drink? Do you want a West End or a sour? Or a whiskey?
Let's do a whiskey, man.
We can do that. Pour it up. James brought some delicious whiskey.
Put it in this bullet glasses.
Yeah, don't judge me on these. I thought they were normal glasses.
I love it.
Yeah, they're not bad. They're from Smoke Mart. When he said bullet glass, I thought a bullet glass was just like the shape of it.
Yeah.
I just thought that's what they called them.
I don't even know how much I've got left of this.
You can put down some brown liquor, can't you?
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah, I can. It's not as much as like some people we know. Like, you would have drunk with Nick Morelli before?
Does he put down the brown?
Man, he can put it away. We used to, like when we'd pre-drink for town and stuff, he'd put away a bottle of Jack's before we even left.
See, I find that to be fucking gross.
It is gross, man.
I can put down I can put down a lot of beer, but when you can put down a lot of brown liquor, you're built different.
See, I can't do a lot of beers. They'll just blow me and make me feel crook.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, but the brown stuff, man, I just smash it.
Have a look at this. Just like a gentleman.
Oop. You got to do it with one hand.
You got to do it in the same hand. I'll do it with my left hand. Do you hold the bullet? How's your finger placement?
To be honest, man, I've never had a glass with a bullet in it before.
I think you're supposed to,
like, thumb it?
Yeah, thumb it.
You got to show the bullet off, so everyone knows like you're a Clipsal enthusiast.
That's fucking nice.
It's good, eh? That's Jacob Barter.
That is nice.
That.
He knows some stuff about alcohol.
Mm.
I never thought that he would be a connoisseur of alcohol, because actually it makes sense, because he was a pisshead. He was always a pisshead. But he shit on... I made a suggestion the other day. How's this?
I've made a lot of suggestions.
I fucking said to him, I said, I really want you to put super dry, at least a super dry,
Yeah.
just in the fridge, just a 6-pack.
Super dry is fucking gross.
And he's like, I can't do it.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
like, what are you talking about? It's just pirate life.
Yeah.
I'm down with it though.
He probably has some sort of deal with Pirate Life where it's like you can have any beer except super dry.
Yeah, I don't even care about super dry that much. It's just principle.
Yeah, no, it would be nice if there was some other beers on there. I've made a couple of suggestions to him. There's this drink that I love, which is like a full Degenerate drink.
Did he tell you fuck off?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called a shave and a haircut. And it's just like the best way to do it is you get 2 at a time, like you and your best friend. You get a stubby of Cooper's Stout or any stout, an empty pint glass, and then 2 rum and cokes in a shorty, and you pour the rum and coke into the pint glass.
It's like a potion.
You've got to get it without ice, and then you just half and half top it up with the stout, shave and a haircut.
It's like a potion.
It's fucking good.
I've never had that.
It's good.
He'll do it. He won't do it.
It hurts.
Should we bring our own
I was going to say,
stout?
if we brought our own stout, which is definitely illegal.
Is it?
Yeah, he could get in trouble.
That's okay.
They've got toilets, man.
You're a lawyer.
People would do drugs there. It's way less
Wherever there is a licensed venue and there is a toilet.
Drugs happen. That's like when I used to work at the Star, and certain people used to come in who, the ones that come in the kitchen and like, oh, I've brought all this shit that I want you to add to my food. And they're doing coke in the toilets. I used to always walk into the toilets, and every surface I'd just splash water on it.
Don, that's secondhand
Yeah.
cocaine. I never caught anyone doing cocaine in the toilets there.
I never caught him in there, but I knew it was happening.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, everyone knew it was happening.
It happens in any licensed venue.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
In the lawyer's office, there's someone doing coke in the toilet.
Yeah, I've heard stories from some people.
There's a lawyer that's on. Have you seen Soul? Better Call Saul?
Yeah.
There's a lawyer on TikTok, and he embodies the whole essence of Saul Goodman. Have you seen him?
No, there's some local lawyers who have been.
Do you like that show?
Yeah.
When you analyze, like when you see,
but not because of the legal side.
When you see like a show with lawyers and shit in it, do you kind of analyze it more, or you obviously would know the ins and outs more than most people?
Oh, I mean,
fuck, that's a good show though.
It's a fucking great show.
It's a great show.
And that's the thing, like most shows that involve, like I love Suits as well.
I've never seen Suits.
Suits is sick, and it's all total bullshit. Like it's not like that.
Yeah, I've never seen Suits.
But then that's corporate as well, which I can't do.
Corporate law would be fucking miserable.
Yeah, I think it's
a lot more money involved though.
Yeah, it's really, really, really hard for a long time, and then eventually you'll get to a point where you're just making bank, and if you're good at it,
then go for it. But I'm so crap with that kind of stuff.
It's a lot more technical and shit. There are a lot more like little loopholes that you have to look for and shit with corporate law.
Yeah, it's all, dude. I did so shit in my corporate law topics, but I just it doesn't.
Did you always want to do criminal?
Yeah. I just relate to criminals, man.
It would be a lot more interesting.
And it's a lot more human as well.
Because you're dealing with real people, not corporate entities.
And like when I first started, I was like, yeah, I'm going to help people. It's going to be awesome. And you do get the opportunity to genuinely help someone every now and then. Not so much when you're prosecuting, but you still have opportunities to not, bury someone who's already suffering.
I don't understand. So do you prosecute as well?
You can't.
Well, you can't do. Do you have to do either or?
Either or, but I've had the opportunity to do both.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Prosecuting would be a hard one.
It can be, yeah. They're both really hard.
Depends on the charge. It all just depends on the scenario. Every case is different.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right. And you've got a lot of, with prosecuting, there's policies between the courts and police and things like that don't match up.
What's like the worst case that you've dealt with that you can talk about?
The worst one I've done wasn't even when I was working. I was volunteering somewhere before I graduated, and it was like a custody case where these people were trying to say that they wanted their kids back from DCP, and that was awesome. They've
thank you.
They had one of their children die, an infant, like not even a year old. And they did this examination of it because baby died for no real reason, and it was full of like meth, cannabis. This baby had all this shit in its system, and they had 2 other kids who were, all the reports said they were like starved and
that's fucking like that, crazy,
totally neglected. So that one stuck with me,
and that was volunteering.
Yeah, and that was just like, hey, have a look at this. There's a few that have been pretty. You
have to kind of be desensitized to this, though, don't you?
You've got to be objective for whatever side you're on. If you're in defence, if you're not being objective, then you're not acting in your client's best interest. And that's why if you have any sort of legal matter, you should get a lawyer, because you need someone who's not attached to it to look at it, because you're always going to take your own side. But you need someone to say, look, this is in your favour, this bit isn't.
When I got arrested, I went straight to a lawyer. The cops thought they were fucking going to ping me for something, and they fucked with the wrong person. I was so coherent at the time too. If they caught me maybe like an hour later, I might have been fucked. I might have said something that I didn't do, because they were just trying to bully me.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was at, do you remember Marble Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was at Marble Bar, and I just finished work. And, so I'd just finished work, and I'd gone to Marble Bar because that's where me and my friends used to go on Thursdays. So I've gone by myself to meet them there, and I was at the bar and I ordered like 6 vodka lime sodas for all my mates because they were coming. And the sniffer dog walks past me. I didn't have anything on me. Sniffs me, and then he walks away. And I was wearing brand new clothes, and then he comes back up to me. And he jumps on me like as if to play, and they're not allowed to do that. Yeah. They're trained to sit when they fucking smell something. And I've gone like this to the dog, and I've pushed it off me. And as soon as I touched the dog, I got a hand on the back of my head, and he smashed my fucking face on the bar. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? And I turned around and whacked him, and then I was like, that's a cop. And then
weren't you like, why is there a fucking dog in here?
And then, and then fucking. No, I knew it was a sniffer dog, but I didn't know. But there was like 5 of them, and they just jumped me like randomly. And then I was out the front, and they were like, "You hit the dog." I was like, "I did not hit the dog. I like pushed it off of me."
What year was that?
Fuck, this would have been 10 years. Maybe 2015, 2013.
Yeah. So I don't know when body cams came in
Yeah, no, there was no body footage.
Yeah.
So my trial went on for 2 years because they tried to I think they tried to change the legislation with my case, because in South Australia, police dogs aren't, I don't know if they still are, but they weren't classed as an officer. They were classed as a tool.
Oh, yeah, it'd be different now.
But in other states, they were classed as an officer.
Yeah.
So if you hit a dog, they...
Not classed as an officer, but...
Well, it counts as assault of officer, I think.
If you punch a police horse or a dog or something, then you're in the shit, yeah.
But, yeah, and then I remember it went on for like 2 fucking years. It cost so much money in lawyer fees. But they like barred me from the CBD, and I worked at Jolly's Boathouse, and I was like, what the fuck are these cunts doing?
They do that. You can generally get it varied.
I got a formal apology from the police force because the judge fucking destroyed them.
Was it in the district court?
Yeah.
Fuck.
It was in the...
What did they charge you with?
Assault.
And it went all the way upstairs?
Yeah,
did you appeal it or something like that? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then, I got a formal apology from the police force.
Yeah, right. That's weird.
Yeah, it was fucked. Because I think they were trying to make an example of my case. I think they were just trying to take it as far as they could, but...
And that, like...
when they were, interrogating me, they were expecting me... I was just like, I'm not going to talk to any of you.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, and that's... Probably... Like, that happens all the time. People just don't talk. And it's probably common advice that's given by lawyers. Don't talk.
Just depends on the cop too. There's some really good cops out there.
There's some great cops.
I've been really fortunate to meet some. The first time I lost my license when I was a P-plater, I was genuinely speeding home on the S-Bends of near the Vic.
Yeah.
I was speeding and I was going like 90. I was going 10 k's over.
The fucking Vic.
And cop pulls me over, and I just finished work, and it was like midnight, and I was knackered, so I was just trying to get home quicker. And he pulls me over and he's like, I'm going to give you the fine, but I'm going to fuck it up so you, don't lose your license.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give you the fine.
Yeah.
And he's like, just drive home. Like, you get some really good fucking cops sometimes. And it just depends on their fucking day as well. They have bad days.
Yeah, and, the attitude test, as much as it's not meant to be real, it definitely is real. If you get pulled over and you're a mouthy little prick, they're going to give you a hard time because you're giving them a hard time.
But there is also some fucking putrid fucking people that should not be in that position of power.
Yeah. I mean, that's everywhere, man. Even...
And I just got some fucking cigar in that.
Probably add a bit of flavour. Even, it's any job. There's always going to... There's always someone who's fucked.
Yeah, it's fucking...
But yeah,
it's a weird thing. But then you meet cops like Gotti, and you're like, "Are you a real human?"
Just a fucking legend.
He's a great dude.
Yeah, and there's cops like that everywhere as well. Just.
What do you think about all the shit in America with the defund the police?
I think to an extent they should adjust the funding to the obviously you still need police, but I think
it's hard though because then you get apparently is it California or there's just people just looting, you can just walk into and there's nothing anyone can do now.
But the thing is you probably should adjust the funding because maybe the police don't need tanks.
That's fair.
Instead of
maybe they just need better training.
Just get them, instead of getting them heaps of tanks, just get them a couple and spend the rest on training them.
Or
dude, you see, I mean, I'm sure that again the media is saturated by the bad happenings, but the bad things that happen in America are so fucked up.
It's gotten to the point where I'm so desensitized to school shootings.
I would be terrified to send my kid to school. I'd be terrified to talk to a... You hear that story about that lady who called the police for help? She was an Australian lady in America. She called the police for help. She's in her pajamas. Police rocked up, shot her, and killed her.
No way.
I saw a video the other day. Guy lying on the ground, cop on his back. Gun to the back of the head, bang, dead. What the fuck? It doesn't matter how saturated the media is with that. That stuff is fucked, and it shouldn't happen.
You do get desensitized to it though.
I can't remember that girl's name as well. There was this poor...
Was that recent?
Yeah, like a few months ago.
Oh, really?
There's this poor woman who was... Breonna Taylor?
Breonna Taylor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
was
not-
that the lady that got
No,
shot?
not warrant. She's asleep. And they come into her... Wrong house. Go into her house. Shoot her.
Fuck.
She's asleep.
That was like a year ago, wasn't it?
It was
6
I
months
think it was
ago.
a bit longer ago, but...
Yeah.
Just like, what in the fuck? Why would you ever need to shoot someone who's asleep?
That George Floyd stuff really fucking...
Yeah.
I think that was like as bad as it was, I think it was also fucking horrible timing because it was the peak of COVID as well, wasn't it?
I think it would have been like close to this.
So it was like everyone was stressed and then there was
Yeah.
all this tension building and then that happened and then it was just a fucking cascade of just shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
Just not much happens in Australia. When you sit and think about it, we're so far removed from the rest of the world that we are fucking hillbillies. Like,
Oh, dude, you only have to go out to the country and
because
Go
if
to
you're
the pub.
if you're in fucking like America, you got to not to worry, but you got like Mexico to think about. You got South America to think about. You're so close to Canada. If you're in Europe, you're an hour away from fucking 10 different countries. In Australia, you're like we're so isolated, but we're used to it, so it doesn't seem weird.
I'm just fucking inbred.
We are just inbred. Yeah. We were talking about that the other day. Me and my missus. We were talking about. We were talking about it. I seen this thing on fucking Joe Rogan. He was making that 23andMe. How they test you spit in a jar and they'll tell you exactly what ethnicity you are.
No.
Like they'll tell you you're 4% African. Like they'll tell you your exact heritage.
Right. No, I've never heard of that.
There's a thing called 23andMe, and you spit into it, you send it off to them, and they analyze it, and they'll tell you exactly how much of percentage of everything you are, so you can kind of trace back your roots.
Yeah.
Like they'll tell you you're 10% fucking Polish and 30% African.
Yeah.
And he was saying, how many generations is it going to be before you can do that and someone comes up as American or Australian? Does that make sense?
It does, but I guess like
when does that all get bred out and like you're Australian?
I mean, I don't think it ever will it? Because like you can say you're Australian, but Australian just means you're from Australia, whereas it's the place more than the people. You know what I'm saying?
I want a South Australian gene.
No one wants that.
I like it here. I don't mind it
I
here.
like South Aussie.
I don't mind it.
I just don't like South Aussies.
I don't mind them. They're docile. Docile, sweet people.
I guess I see the bad ones.
The southern ones are good.
Like southern.
Southern. If I go past Cement Hill and I go past Marion,
It's a different world.
that's
up
where
north,
it's
man.
over for me.
Yeah.
Nah, even west, I can't do it.
Everyone at work is like they couldn't imagine living down south because they think it's hell rough and.
Do you know what? They're assholes.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Could you imagine living up north?
The bloke I had here before,
Yeah.
Antonio Caruso, he's a fucking brilliant fighter. He's from
Me too, man.
He's the scrapper. He's from
Top cowed puncher.
he's from Smithfield,
Yeah, no.
and he never comes down here. And
No.
he's like, it's not bad down here. And he goes, they love it up north though.
You come down and keep going, man. Go down the Esplanade and just keep
But
driving.
why would you like it up north? What are you going to look at?
Yeah, what's up there?
You're
Apart
gonna go
from,
to-
like graffiti and gang bashings.
There'd be a lot of jobs for you.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm.
But fuck that. I mean, there's enough down here. There's still enough down here to keep you going.
More shit. You'd see more because a lot of shit doesn't make the news.
Oh, dude, heaps doesn't make the news. Like, only the real juicy stuff makes
Does
the
it get
news.
awkward when you see someone from school or someone you know?
It doesn't happen often. But I haven't been back in Adelaide that long. I've only been back for a year. But yeah, it's weird. It's very weird.
Is that like conflict of interest?
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Depending on who they are. Like, if it's someone that I see and I'm just like, oh, you're familiar, that's not really. But if it's someone who is like, I know you, I've interacted with you, I've got an opinion about you.
You're a cunt.
Yeah, exactly.
You are a cunt.
That's definitely a conflict. So yeah, normally I'll say, yeah, can't do that one. But yeah, I see people from school as lawyers now as well.
Oh, really? Who else is a lawyer?
Sarah Dobbin's a lawyer.
Who?
Sarah Dobbin.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a lawyer. I see people who I used to know, like vaguely on the outskirts, that are lawyers now. I see a lot of people from law school, obviously. Not that many in crim though. But yeah,
Nice.
not everyone we grew up with is criminal.
Nah, not everyone.
No, a few are. Our year's pretty good though.
I was going to say our year's pretty good.
And that's funny because we had the reputation.
Is there a meth addict? Do we have a meth addict?
Probably, man. Meth is so addictive.
It's Moorish.
Everyone knows one. And you might not even know.
Oh, I think it gets to a point where you know.
There's heaps of high-functioning meth addicts.
Good on them.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to have a hobby, right?
Everyone needs a hobby, and if yours is chasing the dragon, you might catch it one day.
Isn't
Would you
that-
like another drink?
Isn't that heroin? Yeah,
Heroin.
Should we do a Jaeger bomb?
Yeah, we can do a Jaeger bomb. We can use those glasses. You pour the Jaeger, I'll pour the bomb.
What glasses?
We use these ones.
Yeah, the gun ones.
The gun.
Bullet.
I'm going to take these to Nuri.
Yeah,
I only want my drink
tell
served in
Barter,
this.
sort this out. We 100% have to. We might have to get a petition going to get him to put a beer bong on the menu.
We were talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
And I think if he does it, he can price it obscenely.
Yeah, dude.
So
And
it
I'd
doesn't
still
get
pay
abused.
it.
If he's priced a
He
beer
could
bong...
limit it one beer bong per customer.
If he priced it at $55, I would pay that.
Ooh.
You think of this: you're 12 scotches deep, and you just see
yeah.
it dang. You're fucking paying that 55.
I'd probably pay. I'd be too retarded enough to pay.
Matilda's grabbing you by the
$55 for a
shirt.
pint.
She's pulling you back, and you're like, "No, this needs to happen.
If that was happening, I definitely wouldn't.
This is for science."
Just claw my eyes out.
Are you a sports guy?
Sort of, not like crazy. I've been trying. I love watching MMA stuff, but
You do?
I'm hell against paying for anything. So I just
Oh, you can get around that.
watch like the highlights.
What you do when you want to watch one, just tell me, and I'll give you my Fight Pass details.
You're an angel.
If I buy a pay-per-view, they're up for like another 24 hours.
Yeah, I have to be a sports person to some extent because I'm such a gambler, man.
Do you love a pun?
Oh,
On
yeah,
what though?
Everything.
Everything?
I'll bet on ice hockey.
Yeah, nice. Sports bet?
Like Korean baseball and shit.
I used to be really bad. I love a punt on the horse every now and then, or I do love a punt on MMA.
Yeah, footy.
And I do like a multi. Anything with a nice little 72 to 1, I'm chucking 50 on that.
I won like $4,000 on horses the other week.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was Daniel Healy. Shout out.
Daniel Healy.
Yeah, it was his tips.
My little fuckface worker, his dad is a really fucking prominent jockey and trainer. And
Little fella.
yesterday he's like, "Oh, I got this horse my dad or someone told me about. It's won its last 5, but it's paying 32 to 1. I got it at 32 to 1 and it's dropped to $7." And I'm like, "You're a fucking idiot. Why would you not tell me?"
Yeah, why'd you tell me now?
Why would you tell me now?
Just keep it a secret.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Well, why would you say that?
$7 still pretty good though.
$7 isn't bad, but 32 is a lot better.
Yeah, I'll never forget. I put $2 on a horse that was paying $40 once, and it fucking won.
That's what sucks you in.
I was like, I would have rathered that it lost.
Do you know what pisses me off? When I always say I'd rather lose 100 than win 100. I always say that. Nah.
I would.
Because if I win, I want to win.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
But that's the danger, isn't it?
But it's just it runs in the blood. My dad loves the horse.
Yeah.
Loves the horse.
Yeah. So your dad's Greek, isn't he?
Yeah. But the most stereotypical Greek person you ever see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Almost wins $40,000 every time.
My best mate from Horsham, man, he's so Greek, and his dad's so Greek as well.
You're Greek, aren't you?
Yeah, but quarter. Just the arm hair, man.
Heavy boy, eh?
That's why I love Lincoln, man. My grandpop used to.
A lot of Greeks up there.
Full Greek. He used to run a fishing boat up there. And
Have you
used
been
to own Coffin's Pub.
Have you been during Tunarama?
I used to live there, man. So
Oh, yeah.
But like all the locals just leave during Tunarama.
My brother-in-law's, I think a couple of his boats fish out of Lincoln. He's got 12.
Fucking hell. What's his? Is his a Christodoulou?
No, he's a Tomazos. Do you know the fish factory on Grand Junction Road? The massive fish factory
Vaguely,
there?
yeah.
He used to be a part owner of that, but him and his two brothers, Kiri and Terry, I think they own 12 or 11 boats. They have the largest shark license in Australia.
Jesus.
And they got like a pretty big crayfish quota too.
Where they do that up the west coast craze, or do they come down southeast?
Down southeast, I believe.
Yeah.
And they do some fishing out of lakes entrance in Victoria, but a lot of it's based around here.
That's it. I've never been there, but fuck, it seems good. Like flatties and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you follow Willem Powerfish?
Yeah, man, I love it.
As soon as you said flatties.
Dude, I fucking love it. He called some dude an undersized George Whiting once, and I laughed for like 2 hours. It's so juvenile, but it's so good.
My favourite video of his is when he fucking plants his boat for people to steal.
Oh.
And then he jumps out and starts throwing raw chickens
at him. Yeah. Nah, he's awesome.
He got in a lot of trouble because he fucking submerged one of his cars into the fucking ocean.
Like an AU Falcon into an estuary, and got done for like environmental pollution or something. It's awesome.
It's like I made sure I drained it.
So he fucking. But like, have you ever had a good look at him though? Like, and because you see people arcing up at him, and I'm like,
he's a big motherfucker.
I wouldn't fight this guy.
Have you
He looks dangerous.
Have you seen the one where he pretends to be I think he's pretending to be like a driveway cleaner. It's like one of his fans, and he dresses up, and so this guy's misso is planned for Willem Powerfish to do this. So he's like high pressure cleaning his driveway, and he's with this company, and he's working with this other bloke from the company. The company set this worker up, and Willem Powerfish is like, he accidentally kicks over a thing of paint, and he spills it all over the driveway, and he's like, mate, I'm gonna fix it. And then he just goes on a smoko, and this old mate's like, what the fuck's this cunt doing? And then he comes back with a broom, and he starts pushing around the fucking paint, and his asshole's hanging out. And he's turning around, he's like, you want to fuck? This old bloke's like, what the fuck is wrong with him? Mate, I've watched every single one of that cunt's videos. He's so funny. I messaged him the other day. I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
Dude, that would be so good.
I think he's a normal person. I think
he is, man.
He'd have to be.
My favourite thing used to be when he like post videos of his dog like trancing up.
Or the portable glory hole. Oh, fuck. What a weapon of a man. Good dude.
And he can fish as well.
Yeah, he's got the record for the world's biggest flatty.
Yeah, 3 meters.
3 meter flatty.
Cheers,
bro.
I remember when that fucking video came out. The 3 meter flatty. That was like one of the best.
I thought it was real.
Like the Pina Coladas song.
Oh, that didn't work.
No, it's pretty uneventful, man.
Sorry.
The bullet doesn't go in far enough.
It doesn't.
Oh, that works.
Ching ching. Thanks,
Get it
buddy.
done.
Listen to the slurp. Oh.
Yeah, I don't...
Not bad.
No. It's a good drink, man, a Jaeger bomb.
I used to go a bit ham on the Jaegers.
I love them, dude.
To be honest.
Like, at the half-time mark on a night out, you knock a few over. And,
I was a real big shot guy.
Yeah. You remember ABCs?
Horrible. Does Jacob do them?
No, but he does have chartreuse.
Does he wouldn't stock absinthe. Absinthe's not good for anything.
You can just bring our own.
I want an absinthe sour.
He does a fucking good whiskey sour.
He made me the best drink I've ever tried, and it was an amaretto sour.
Yeah.
It's distinguished, feminine, yet masculine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can assign, like, and I'm going to sound pretty woke here, but I don't think you can assign gender to drinks. Like, I'll smash the most feminine drink. Like
I drank 12 cruises last night.
dude, cruises are all.
I love cruises.
You ever had a Cosmopolitan?
I love Cosmos.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm from Sex and the City.
Yeah.
Samantha. I do know what I love cocktails. I love cocktails.
Yeah. Well, cocktails are sick.
I love.
And that's the thing. You never know what you're going to get with a cocktail. I always order one and it'll come out in like this weird glass. And
Do you know what I
everyone's
fucking
fruit
got the
all
other
over
day?
it.
Have you been to that place on Rundle Street, Brooklyn something?
Yeah.
It's like a cocktail bar. It's pretty funky.
Is it on? Yeah, it's on Rundle, and they used to do like fried chicken
Upstairs?
And shit. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
I went there and I got
yelled at there.
That's fair. I went to Golden Boy, and afterwards
Dude,
I got a love-hate relationship with them.
really?
Yeah, it was my favourite spot once, and then I went back for the third time, and I went with my missus, and she hadn't been there yet.
Yeah.
And this was the first time in a restaurant. I was fucking so mad.
Really?
We paid for the feed me menu.
Yeah.
And,
Which is like well priced.
They took us. It's very well priced. And the food's excellent, but they took an hour to even bring us water to the table or serve us.
I've never had that issue there.
And and Yaz was looking at me, and I was like, "This is fucked." And anyway, we ordered, and they sent me out the same dish fucking twice,
That's fucked.
and I was like, "All right."
Yeah,
I was like, "All right."
that's not on.
Yeah, because I'm not even buying a feed me. I'm going to spend like fucking $280, $300 on alcohol as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I'm parched.
Yeah.
Because you haven't served me.
I'm always parched.
But then, do you know what? I went back. We went for a function, and the food's always amazing there.
It's so good.
The food is very
It's so
good.
fucking
Service maybe a bit fucking shit, but excellent food.
I've always been pretty good, but that is bad.
Because I'm a minority.
Have you been to Africola yet?
Africola, I have another experience with.
I've never been there yet.
It's very nice, but my missus fucked me over because we went out before we went to Africola. We went to the Austral and got a bit hammered.
I always do that too.
And we went there, and Yaz was fucking hammered, and she was drinking beers, and we got the feed me, and their feed me is fucking huge.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And
Because they do like a whole fucking chicken.
but their feed me is very substantial. The first meal they brought us was a chicken skin sando.
Yeah.
It was so fucking
good,
nice,
man.
bro. And Yaz ate it, and she's like, "I'm so full." First course. And I was like, "You are not." So I had to take one for the team, and it got to the point where I wasn't enjoying the food anymore.
Yeah.
Because I just had to take one for the team and try and do it.
And you feel so shit if you can't eat it.
They have this dal, like a chickpea dal.
Yeah.
And they do fried chickpeas on top, and fuck, that place is amazing. That place is very nice. But I still say this, the best meal I've had in Adelaide in the last 3 years, 3 years, is Fishbank.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if you caught it on a bad night or
I don't
what.
know. I just went there and like it was okay, but I went there and I was like, this place is overhyped.
See, I don't think because Tony Carroll used to be my head chef, and I know he's taken it over, but I don't know when he took it over.
Yeah, okay.
But the food there is fucking phenomenal.
We had a few things where I was like, this is good.
Did you get the cockles?
Nah.
The cockles were fucking nice. They were like a chorizo like sauce.
We had this mackerel thing, which was like they like salt and vinegar chips with like smoked mackerel
Yum.
and like a yogurt sauce, but the mackerel was like,
Was it cured?
I don't know.
We got to go to Botanic. Actually, we'll book
Yeah,
that today.
yeah.
We'll book it today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You find a date.
We can't book it today. I'll have to check with Matilda because
Yeah. I was going to say check with her, but even on a Tuesday night, we'll go on a Tuesday night.
Barter wants to come as well.
He's not allowed.
Not allowed, you reckon?
No, because do you know what? If the Botanic serve me a super dry and Nuri doesn't, I will never step foot in Nuri again.
Really?
Nah,
You're
Will.
making that vow? Yeah, I was
No.
going to say.
Wait, who's Barter going to bring?
Oh, I don't know.
His dad.
Maybe.
They're a
That'd be
couple now.
Sick. Big G train.
Big G Train.
Yeah, he's a fucking legend.
He
man.
was always a legend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are we doing it again?
I was just going to... Oh, I do have more Red Bulls, actually, but I was just going to mop up the dregs. But do you want to do another one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got 4 Red Bulls, so like we've got 4 Jaeger bombs.
If you were realistically...
Oh, we don't have much Jaeger though. But yeah, we've got
If you were realistically looking at it, how many children do you reckon you could beat up?
Like, is this like the year 6 children? Dude, I'm not that good at, like, when I say I'm not that good, like, I'm not good. I can't imagine myself in a fight, but I don't know. I reckon if you aim for the head...
Legs. I've sussed it. It's the legs. That's the weak point.
Nah, I reckon it... Although, year 6s, man, I'm not the tallest bloke. They're probably getting up there taller than me.
They fucking are.
Yeah.
They are. I got confronted by one the other day.
I actually watched that.
He fucking... And do you know what?
Dude,
if it came down to it, I was going to fight that. I was going to fight him.
I reckon he would have had you, man.
He wouldn't have had me, but it would have been would have been hard.
No, I'd be aiming straight for the head, Australian style. Just, but I don't reckon it'd be that many. I reckon maybe 3, dude. How big? Like, are they built? Are they,
No, they're just kids.
Like, are they Angus Cameron?
They're not Angus Cameron. I always refer to Angus because there's always that one genetic freak when they're 12 and they have like a 6-pack.
And he's still, like, I saw him the other day. He's such a good dude.
He comes into the shop. He is the manager for Anaconda Noarlunga.
Yeah, I saw him the other day.
Did you work with him?
I used to work at Anaconda Noarlunga.
Did you work with him?
Every now and then, because he used to work at Mile End.
Me and Angus were best friends in primary school.
Yeah, and
he's a great dude.
I worked with his sister Celeste for ages.
Celeste is a lovely girl too. Yeah, Celeste is really nice. But Angus, I remember when we were in like year 4, everyone has that one person at the school. When we were in year 4 or 5, Angus was like 5 foot fucking 10. He hasn't grown since. He's the exact same size.
But he's still like, he's the fittest dude I've ever seen.
Yeah, very healthy.
I remember in like year 9, that guy who wasn't even going to school was trying to fight him in colonnades or something, and he like threw him over
I know
a car.
exactly who you're talking about, and I remember the exact video. He just picked him up and fucking launched him.
Yeah, I was like,
He's a very sweet dude, though.
He's so nice.
He's a very sweet man.
Yeah, you'd have to be a real prick to get him to throw you across a car park.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember once we got into a fight at school because we were like best mates.
Yeah, real prick.
And it was I don't know what. No, it was like play fighting, and I did like a WWE move on him, and I fucking kneed him in the head by accident, and I fucking ruined one of his teeth. Yeah, like, that bad boy came out. It's not that bad.
Nah, but it's behind.
Do you know what you should do?
Like, it's snapped in half behind.
You should get veneers.
Dude, I want to get like a big gold tooth.
There's a doctor in Morphettvale that does it.
Like gold teeth?
Opposite Antonio Primary School.
Yeah. I won't be allowed. Matilda won't let it happen.
That's alright, don't tell her. I'm going to get one here. So my granddad, when he died, they ripped out his gold dentures.
Yeah.
And my auntie has them.
Yeah.
And I rang up this Dr. Gordon, he's Dentist Gordon at opposite Antonio School. And I was like, I got a pretty weird request. Can you melt my granddad's teeth down and put the gold in my tooth? And he's like, sure. You can do that.
Is there enough for me to have one?
Yeah, you can have some of that. She won't. You can't be that mad.
Nah. I mean,
she'd be pretty mad.
She might knock it out again.
Yeah, so Matilda, if anyone doesn't know, she's massive into domestic violence.
She's actually not.
She's not.
Every time
she's the sweetest lady.
Every time she's laid a hand on me, I've deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she has laid a hand on me, I get knocked the fuck out. She'd just clean knock me out.
Yeah. Like
at least with Tilda, the size discrepancy, you'd be able to take it. Man. She'll be like a ferret.
Yeah, she's like a spider.
Honey badger. The most vicious animal in the world.
I reckon she could beat up more year 6s than me.
I could see it. Do you know when I could see it? The other night when we were drinking together.
Yeah.
The wog came out in her. That Maltese spirit.
She was pretty...
She was around another wog too. And when we're together, we build power.
I've witnessed her throw a drink on someone.
No way. She's wisdom.
Yeah, and they were looking at me like... Because they were not going to hit her. It was a bloke. And he was decent sized. And he was looking at me like, I'm going to kill you because of your girlfriend.
Me and Yaz we went to the tab once. And
Oh, dude, I see some shit come out of there.
we got into a scuffle because it was peak COVID, and we just went to the tab for a couple drinks. And
This is falling apart.
yeah, mine has.
Might
And-
just eat it.
Yeah, just do it. Shelve it. Shelve it live. Put it in your drink.
There's nothing in there. Oh yeah, let's do this.
Yeah, so we're at the tab, and me and Yaz are sitting down, and I leaned over and I gave her like a peck on the lips, like a quick one.
Yeah.
And the manager, I think his name's Blake Carter. You're a fucking dog cunt. Actually, no, I know his name. I'm not pretending like I don't know his name. His name's Blake Carter. I've stalked you.
When you're like, oh, I think his name's Blake Carter. His address is this. His phone number.
He like made this like I think it's Blake. I think it is. If I'm getting the wrong person. Anyway, I don't want to put this cunt on blast because I'm not 100% sure. But
some poor dude.
he fucking like looked at us and he went. Bleh.
Oh.
And then he went up to this table behind us, these 18-year-old little hoodlums, and he started like looking over and talking to them, and they started laughing, and I looked at Yaz and I was like, don't worry about it, it's fine. Anyway, I've gone to drink my drink, and as I've drunk my drink, I've realised Yaz just isn't there anymore, and I'm like, oh no. So Yaz has gone up there, she's like, you've got a fucking problem, and she's slammed her glass, she's thrown her drink at this 18-year-old's face, slammed the glass down.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, she hasn't realised this yet, but she's ripped her whole nail off of her finger because her nail was over the glass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, alright, we're going to do this. So I fucking punched this cunt in the head. And
You probably shouldn't tell me this, man.
oh, that's alright. It was years ago. And I punched this cunt in the head, and I fucking headbutted his mate, and then the security all came, broke it up. Everyone left. One of my friends deleted the security footage so I couldn't get arrested. And
You can still get arrested, but
oh, you can, but then it's fucking,
you wouldn't prove it.
you wouldn't prove it.
Speaking,
It's not what you know, it's what you can prove in court, James.
That's not legal advice.
Is it?
But yeah,
MMA is the best sport to gamble on. Do you know why?
but the odds aren't that good.
Do you know why?
What?
Because a 4-1 favourite wins every week.
Yeah, well, that's why I don't like it, man. Because there's no, unless you.
No, you got a round bet. I'll show you. Well, when we're
Yeah.
done, I'll show you.
I don't know enough about it.
If you follow the sport,
Yeah.
it's you can almost bet houses on people.
Yeah, dude, it's
Like there's this bloke
Matilda's brother is really good at it.
at
Well, he's held into it, and like he bets on it. and he
honestly,
wins a fair bit.
if you make and basketball, I figured out
I fucking hate basketball, man.
If
Because the
you're-
last quarter's like timeout. It goes for like 3 hours.
if you're really into basketball, you can
No.
make heaps of money on basketball.
Yeah. Well, like, Daniel Healy's like,
Is he still a ringer?
he's a shit bloke. Yeah, his hair hasn't changed colour. He'll tell you he's strawberry blonde.
Oh, he's one of those.
But he punts pretty good, man. Like, and he loves basketball. He's a quiet achiever.
Basketball is a good one.
Basketball.
I'm definitely not up
No, I'm up.
You're
I reckon
up?
I'm up
through life.
through life.
Through the whole thing.
Dude, the Star of Greece when Brett came, it was so.
Actually, do you know what? I'm not up.
Nah, you need like.
I'm not up.
I wasn't, and then I had like a couple
big ones.
really good ones, man. And I was just like, fuck. I nearly won $3,000 on the. You always nearly won something.
See, my mate Bridgie, he's a massive soccer nut, and he won like $18,000 in 2 weeks.
Soccer is gypsy betting, man. It's like I used to play soccer.
We always said, did you do the specialist soccer program at
No, dude.
Dude,
Did you do the specialists?
Yeah, I was with all.
So you got in and I didn't.
No, do you know what's funny? Oh, you're gonna even hate me more now.
Yeah.
I was in science class and I didn't fill out any forms. I didn't know there was a specialist soccer class, and I think it was Jake Stavrakis.
I didn't apply for a specialist class. I went for the scholarship.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You're a dog.
He had to Jake Stav was like, oh, I gotta go, because he had to leave class because he had this thing, and I was like, oh, I have that too. So I just went, and Mr. Bandiera was there, and he's like, do you have any of your forms? I'm like, nah. And we played a scratch match of futsal in the gym, because that was the trials, and I fucking got on and I scored a goal, and then he's like, you're in, and I'm like, what am I in? And then I got to wear my sports uniform 4 fucking days a week.
I used to do that all the time just cause.
I couldn't. I was a minority. I get picked on too much.
Do you know, by the time I graduated uni, I was a lawyer.
You still wore your sport uniform?
No, yeah, every day, man. Nah, I couldn't do a fucking tie.
Do you know what we should do?
Couldn't do a tie.
Do you still have your blazer?
I think so.
We should wear them to Nuri.
Fuck, it wouldn't fit me, man. I used to be skinny.
You did used to be skinny, and you used to have the spiky hair. You used to have a mohawk.
I had that until I graduated.
You could. Was that if you went to a?
No.
They won't let you. Does that piss you off?
You get roasted.
Can you get tattoos?
Probably. Well, I could, because I have to wear a suit.
Yeah, but would that deter an employer?
I've got my leg and stuff all done.
Kill 'em all.
Yeah, it's Metallica, dude.
What's the greatest Metallica song of all time?
It is For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Wrong.
Or Kill 'Em All, the song.
Wrong.
No, not the song. The Four Horsemen. That's
Wrong.
the song I'm thinking of. What do you think? If you say Enter Sandman or anything off
It's
the Black Album,
nothing else matters.
yeah, you're a piece of shit.
Why am I a piece of shit?
That is not a good song. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
For whom the bell tolls. That's a banger.
That is a banger.
Oh, it's
It's their best song.
That's one of Kyle's favourite
It's
songs.
my favourite song.
Actually, do you know what? Metallica 1 is their best song.
That is a tune, but it's too long.
I don't have 9 minutes to play.
Yeah, no.
I know what you're saying.
If I'm going to the shops and I can't listen to the whole song,
Do you like Architects?
I listened to your podcast. I can't remember who it was with, but when you were talking about Architects, I was like, "Fuck yes!"
That was the show, because see, my missus is into some satanic shit.
Dude, me too. That's what I'm about.
Yasmin likes
I've never met you, Mrs.
evil.
She sounds
You'll meet her
awesome.
later. She's gonna take us to Nuri.
Yes.
She's into
Dude,
praise the Satan, and she was like, "Come to Architects. It's a pretty it's a good entry level."
it is.
And so I went to Architects. I'm the only fucking ethnic person there. Everyone's punching each other in the head, and I was and then they playing Doomsday live.
Yeah.
And I was just in awe. I
Dude.
was just, honestly, I was looking at this. I got goosies thinking about it now. I was like, fuck, I love this music, because I used to love rock
Was it
when I
at
was younger.
Thebby?
It was at the Thebby.
Yeah, such a good place,
But
man.
dude, I was I'd never been to a metal concert, and we were right next to the mosh. And then her friends all went into the mosh, and everyone's punching each other in the head. I'm like, these crazy white people.
But they're not doing it on purpose, man.
No, they were. They were fucking belting each other.
It's because I don't actually like Architects that much, but they have a couple songs that I love.
They got 3 songs that I love.
And I remember when I was I would have been 16, 15, 16. I went to see Bring Me the Horizon at Thebby, back when they weren't fucking...
See, I think my missus' favourite band was Parkway. She was a Parkway girl.
That's the Parkway or Gateway Drug.
Carry On's a very good song.
Yeah, but even earlier than that, because they boomed when we were teenagers, man. So we saw them at Adelaide Uni Bar.
Australian metal's really good.
Fuck. And Adelaide, I Killed the Prom Queen?
Isn't Polaris
Yep.
Australian?
Yeah.
From South Australia?
I Killed the Prom Queen are from, down south, dude. They all went to Wollonga High.
No shit.
And,
did they?
Yeah, dude. Crafty used to live in Old Dinga.
No shit.
And so he's the frontman for Confession. And when we were teens, that was when it was all kicking off. Parkway released Killing with a Smile, which is one of the greatest albums of all time. Then they hit Horizons, which has Carrion on it. And I used to hate all this heavy metal stuff. In year 9, I made friends with Barter, James and Nick, and they all listened to Trivium
fucking religiously.
Don't fucking even start. Jacob used to try and get me to listen to a gunshot in the head of trepidation like every fucking time we hung out.
And that was like... And then I heard this song...
Cole used to love
hate
Rage. Cole used to love Rage Against the Machine. That's his favourite.
And, dude, Cole's dad... I've only met him like twice.
He's a great dude.
The second time I met him, he was telling me about how he saw Pantera live, and I was like,
"Oh, that'd be pretty cool."
Cole's dad's fucking cool, man.
Pantera live would be cool.
Like, I used to hate like all the screaming stuff, right? Because I used to listen to like Iron Maiden, Black Sabbath, Judas Priest.
See, that's my thing. When I was growing up, I used to love Black Sabbath. I still do. I love Van Halen, Kiss. Yeah. I used to love just traditional 80s and 90s metal.
Yeah.
But I never got it. I used to dabble in a bit of Lamb of God every now and then, or Slayer. But then I just didn't understand the screaming. But then when you hear someone that can scream properly and like and you try and do it, you can't.
You can't. Like, it's hard.
Hard. I was trying to learn and I fucking destroyed my vocal cords because one day I'm like, how do you scream? And Yaz is like, you won't be able to do it. And it's like this...
Because it's got to be like all
from
your diaphragm. And
yeah,
I can't. I used to try in high school. I was like, I can't fucking do this.
It's fucking hard.
But yeah, I used to hate all the screaming stuff because Barty used to always play it for me and stuff. But he used to play me like Escape the Fate and shit like that, which is, they have a couple good songs, but most of it's just like some dude whining in an American accent.
Have you heard of
I heard Idols and Anchors by Parkway Drive, which is my favourite Parkway Drive song. It's James Cameron's favourite as well. And it's so fucking heavy, but so melodic as well. And
I love melodic. That's the word, melodic.
Yeah,
that is the word.
But yeah, since then I've gone like way down the rabbit hole. So I love Cannibal Corpse and stuff like that as well.
See, this is my... Where is it?
But yeah, I saw Architects, man, and they played this song... which is an older song of theirs called Follow the Water.
I've never heard it.
If you've never heard it, and like when they played it live, and you can imagine like I was this little like 15-year-old kid just like standing in this crowd of people beating the shit out of each other, just being like, what the fuck is this?
I think my favourite Architect song's Hereafter.
Yeah, I don't listen to them that much.
Do you know what that one is?
No.
Hereafter?
And like Parkway Drive, I haven't listened to like their last 3 albums. I'm sure there's good songs on them, but it's just not what they've become isn't my thing. But they're my favorite band of all time.
This song here is my favorite Architect song.
Yeah.
It's just melodic.
Yeah.
But this band, have you ever heard of Atlas?
No.
They're one of those Eastern European bands that are heavy as fuck.
Yeah.
But they're just... They're fucking... They got some bangers. Yeah, you can take that off. If
I'm just itching my ear. Oh. But yeah, I get hell into the real heavy shit, like deathcore. Yeah, it's just so good.
It's just, to me, this takes a lot more talent than a lot of other musics. Oh.
I mean, I think it all takes talent. Like,
it all takes talent.
The thing that used to annoy me was like, you remember when dubstep became a massive thing?
I love dubstep.
I love dubstep as well, but
I used to love Borgor.
Borgor, dude, it's all heavy metal.
I remember
when you listen to it, it's like this is fucking heavy metal.
When I used to
he's so fucking sexist though.
Oh mate, you wouldn't be able to pass that anymore. But did you go? I remember
song, like what song is it? Fucking
Ice Cream.
Yeah, when that came out, I was like, dude, this is awesome, but also it's a bit fucked up.
I remember when so Borgor came to Australia for the first time. It was at Apple Bar, and luckily I didn't have a ticket, but I knew the dude that used to work the door at Apple, so he let me in. And I remember before Borgor went, the line was from Apple all the way to the end of Rundle Street.
That was such a good time, hey, when dubstep started being good.
Bro, the line was that fucking crazy. Borgor had a van with a sound system on it playing music for people driving up and down Rundle Street. There was people, do you remember Apple Bar?
Yeah.
There was people jumping from the balcony into the fucking crowd. Like, it was insane. And when he played fucking Guided Relaxation. He played all these songs.
Oh, that's right. That's the first one I ever heard. Like the Hypnotoad video.
Oh, bro.
Fuck, that was such a good song.
I remember my introduction into...
And Barter showed me that as well, man.
My introduction to Borgor was Barter.
Yeah.
We were sitting at Luke Mitchellmore's house and he's like, check this out. And I was like, what's this? And he's like, it's dubstep. It's dope.
Have you listened to the music that James Cameron makes?
No.
It's fucking...
He's been DJing for a while. Actually, no, I've heard some of his... Like, because he's been doing it for years.
He is such a, like, smart and talented dude. Like, he's so committed.
It pisses you off almost.
When he commits to something, man,
he's excellent at it. He's got the same mentality as Cole Farrell.
Yeah, dude, and how funny is that? Like,
dude, him and Cole, because I remember Cole in school, when we were in primary school, if we were sitting a land test one time, and Kyle needed to 100% everything.
Yeah.
And he didn't understand one question, and he'd get up and he'd fucking lose it. It'd be silent, and then Kyle would just lose his mind. And it's like, I don't understand this question.
But yeah, like James Cameron's taught himself to play piano using YouTube. And I used to play guitar, and I did it in year 12. And I used to fuck around on YouTube as well. But now he's taught himself guitar. He's 100% better at guitar than me, and I played it for like 5 years.
I started guitar again because I used to play guitar when I was a kid, but I started again straight after I went to Architects.
Yeah, dude. And that, like, sometimes that's all it takes. You just see someone doing it.
Do you need a piss?
I'm getting close.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Really take a piss.
Fucking
feeling good?
Oh yeah, we got. Yeah, I'm feeling real good, dude. I'm at the stage where it's like, yeah, I want to drink a lot.
I've got an engagement to go to after Nuri.
Ooh.
But it's literally at the RSL up the road.
Oh.
Yeah, I love my sneakers. I love Yeezy. Yeah, I got a pair I think I paid $1,800 for them. I've never paid more than retail. These ones they're all black with red writing. They're the V2s. Oh yeah, the brand. Yeah, and I've got a few. I love Jordans. I've got blue pin Yeezys. Which one? The blue pin. Oh really? You pay like $600 for these? No, I got them retail. How? I'll go. I don't really pay retail. I've got Ferrari Jordan 11s. I love Jordan. I've got Court Purple Jordan 1s, and I just got a pair of the Taxi Jordan 1s as well. Nice.
But yeah, dude, I spray some shit though.
Do you sell them on like StockX or Goat or something?
Not on StockX. I just sell them on Facebook, man. But I bought my motorbike using sneaker money.
That's like Miles, the owner of the gym. He's a TN.
Yeah, I've seen. I was gonna buy shoes off him
He's a TN fanatic.
He had
he sold a pair of TNs for $3,000.
He had Persian Violet.
Yeah.
Air Maxes, and I wanted to get them, but I got to pay for myself.
He's legit.
Yeah, he scares me though.
No, Miles is the sweetest dude you ever meet.
I think because my brother goes to M16.
Does he?
Sometimes. Well, he used to.
Who?
Matthew Conahan.
No.
He used to, I think.
You're gonna leave this for next.
Yeah. We still got enough for another Jaeger bomb as well.
We do have enough for another Jaeger bomb, and we're back on. Oh, how you feeling? Like you can fit another 10 beers?
Yeah, dude. I'm at the point where I've hit the let's get.
Will you see that one at the bottom?
Oh, I can't chug, man. I'll give it a go. I'll have a go.
You can't.
But even just from watching you do Jaeger bombs, I'm like, yeah.
Did you see my Nuri video?
No.
You didn't?
Oh, no, I did. Like,
this is my 8th drink. Yeah, I saw that actually. Yeah,
I lost my phone for half the night, so I missed like 8 of my drinks.
I panic when I lose my phone or keys. I realize
I was accusing everyone of stealing my phone because I was drunk.
which 100% justified.
Because they would.
Yeah,
Because why wouldn't they?
you can't trust anyone.
No. I needed a lawyer present.
No, you needed like a detective or something to find your phone.
Wouldn't well, it's a perfect scenario going out with you because it's like you have immediate advice.
Nah, dude, when I go out and I'm pissed, I deliberately suppress any legal feeling because you're such a cunt. Like when you're like, I'm a lawyer and you can't do this. I'm just like, nah, whatever happens,
We're rolling with the punches tonight.
I'll be a lawyer when I'm sober.
You wake up in a cell.
I remember on a pub crawl in law school, James Cameron, it was like first year law. So I wasn't even studying law when he was doing first year. And he was coughing up blood or something. And the bouncers were like, we're calling this dude an ambulance. He's fucked up. And he was like, I'm a law student. You can't do that if I say no. And I was like, he's being a real cunt.
He deserves this.
Yeah, so from that point on, I was like, when I'm drunk, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just some guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can deal with the consequences
I'm a
later.
fucking scaffolder, except way more unfit.
Have a look at that and see how you go. That's not bad. That's not bad.
It was a fight, though.
That's not bad.
It was a real fight for me, though.
Do you feel better now? You feel a bit looser?
No.
At the start, I
feel
reckon.
way worse.
Were you nervous at the start?
Of the podcast? Yeah, man.
I could tell. But now...
Which is fucking
You're cruising.
retarded, like...
Yeah, you used to like going up against a
I gotta
judge.
stop saying retarded.
No, do you know what? I'm sorry, but
It's not...
that's a word that I will never let go of.
I can't, dude. It's ingrained in my psyche from school.
There's a lot of words I've let go of.
Yeah, there's one, which I'm not going to say, that's a big one that I've let go of.
Does it start with F?
Yes.
Yeah. See, I let go of that because it's because I don't find it okay anymore.
No, me
but
either.
I will never, ever, 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 ever stop saying retarded.
No, I mean, it's a word that has other meanings.
Every fucking word has a lot of meanings.
I know, but
You can't just worry your whole life about marginalising a certain community.
that word ruined family Christmas last year because I said it at the wrong time. And
No.
Okay. No, but
it's very different. It's context.
Someone pulled me up, which is, it's
Context. My missus.
Context.
My
yeah.
missus has made me so much of a better person. I'm a lot more understanding because of her, and I'm a lot more mindful of what I say.
Yeah, because you're a real piece of shit before.
Oh yeah, yeah, I was, but I will never, ever, ever. If someone does something stupid, I will not call them a fucking retard. And that's just in my... I will not let go of it. Give me one word.
There's a time and a place.
There is. And you're not going to say it to marginalise anyone. That's very different.
That's right.
Context is so important.
But I think if you use it, if you're using it to... I mean, it annoys me because... That's what
You're
it means.
Conflicted.
That's what it means.
Yeah, it's what it means, but you're not...
I've got to stop saying it. I've got to choose a different word.
You should use it in court.
Dude, I have.
What about mongoloid?
Well, that's the thing. That's where I find the conflict because words like idiot and like moron, mongol...
See, do you know what? Idiot could be a derogatory term.
Exactly.
Because of the 1800s.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what century it came
I don't
into
know.
fashion,
I just made that up completely.
Yeah. Well, you're
go with
probably
it.
right. But yeah, I think there's... I used to think, whatever, I can say whatever I want. But now I'm sort of like,
Have you used retard in court?
Yeah.
Did you get fucking...
I wasn't like, this dude's a retard. I was talking about like forward motion or
Objection, retard.
something. I used it properly in court.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you know... I'll never forget the day.
I've got to tell you my favourite thing that's ever happened in court. Well, maybe not my favourite thing that's ever happened, but it's very funny.
and it shouldn't be funny because it was a murder matter.
Okay, let's go.
You get these summaries of what happened, right? And
Wait, 1 minute and 43, 1 hour and 43. I'm just gonna. This is a clip.
they normally, so you'll get a summary of facts, right, of what happened, and that summary of facts includes what the police, their involvement happened. So from when they arrived to when they took the person to the cells or whatever. You get a victim summary and a witness summary, and this was a murder matter. There was no witness. So they still put the victim summary in, and it was a murder, right? So this person's dead.
They're dead.
And they put in the summary, the victim did not provide a statement. And I read that in court, and then straight away I was like, fuck. Obviously not.
Do you have bad days in court too? It's like a chef, like
dude,
just when you're learning.
You have some days.
But
And
so this poor person has deceased, and you are saying they did not provide.
Not just like dead either, like horrifically gone.
Can you go into detail?
No. They were dead.
How dead?
Super dead.
Like Jeffrey Dahmer.
No, because you would have read about it in the news if it was that.
Yeah, because there would be middle-aged white women dreaming over him.
Yeah.
That's a thing now.
Dude, it's always been a thing.
But do you know what? No, it's always been a thing. But do you know what makes me mad about Jeffrey Dahmer? I've been with him since day one.
I can hazard a guess at like one thing.
No, I've been with Jeffrey Dahmer since day one. He's always been my favourite serial killer. Everyone has a favourite.
What, you were barely born since day one.
No, but I've always loved watching his.
Why is he your favourite? He's such a shit one.
What do you mean?
He's such a bad serial killer. Have you watched the show?
Yeah, that's the thing that's pissing me off.
He wasn't clever.
Ever since the show, everyone's a Jeffrey Dahmer dick rider. I have been not a fan, but
you can't.
Not a fan, but
you can't indie band this one. You can't be a Jeffrey Dahmer hipster.
You can't.
You are.
I'm not a hipster.
You're about Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm a day one.
Like, I liked him before he was cool.
I did. I didn't like him, but
I liked his early stuff.
I liked his early work. His new stuff's not that good.
No, you can't do that with serial killers. But if you're going to have a favourite, why would it be him?
Who would yours be?
I don't know, but like someone...
Just to read... No, I'm not saying favourite as in I'm a fan of his work. I'm saying like if I was to...
He interests you.
If I was to like binge watch a documentary series or binge watch interviews, it would be him because I'm fascinated by how fucked up he is. Like Ted Bundy...
Because you almost feel bad for him.
No,
dude, Ted Bundy's a good one.
Ted Bundy's okay, but he didn't eat him.
Have you watched Mindhunter?
Mindhunter?
Yeah,
no.
You got to watch that.
There was that German bloke. Do you remember? Have you ever heard of that German bloke who invited this dude to his house from another country?
Oh, they made a deal online? Yeah, I have, yeah. There's been a few like that, man. And but like there's so many fucked up serial killers.
Could you, in your head, willingly...
No.
Represent someone like that?
Oh, represent, yes.
You would?
Yeah.
See, I don't understand that. I don't understand it. Because you're trying to give him the least harshest punishment.
No. You've got to understand, like, that's not the lawyer's job. Isn't
that your job? To give the least harsh... To fairly represent...
You've got to act in your client's best interest. So you've got to put their best foot forward, right? That's 100%. That's what a lawyer does.
That's like in the Jeffrey Dahmer documentary. His lawyer was like, "Let's plead insanity."
But I mean, if you were a normal person, you looked at Jeffrey Dahmer and you're like, okay,
see, I don't think he was insane.
This guy eats people.
I don't think he was insane.
And he tells you it's a compulsion. He can't control it. He'll have someone at his house and then he has to kill him. Like, and you would think, well, first of all, you're a lawyer. You're not a psychologist or a psychiatrist. You're not qualified to say whether or not he is insane. But the job of the lawyer isn't necessarily to say, this guy should get a light sentence or whatever. What your job is to give the court all the facts that you have in your knowledge and possession to make the fairest decision. And that's the job of the prosecution as well. So we have an adversarial system, so it's defense versus prosecution. But still, the job of both sides is to put their best case forward, and then the court makes the decision. So it's... And I mean...
But you as a person, like, would you be comfortable representing, say, a Jeffrey?
Yeah, I mean, someone has to, man. Everyone...
It's very different because you look at it as a everyone has to get a fair due trial,
yeah,
right?
Well, the whole premise of the law is that not everyone's equal before the law. In Australia, that's the principle, the main principle.
What's the difference between in America? Is it innocent till found guilty?
That's the same here.
Here.
Everyone has the presumption of innocence, right? But Jeffrey Dahmer never pleaded not guilty. Well, I mean, sort of. He did, because he said he did it because he was
in
insane.
a fugue state.
Yeah. But, I mean, everyone deserves legal representation, because without that, then the system's not working properly.
So you do it for the system, so the system works.
Well, look, I think...
everyone deserves a fair trial.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
I think to work with... and everyone...
But it's about integrity.
Everyone's got a thought or a belief about the system, but I think to work within the system, you have to have some faith that the system works.
The thing I would draw the line at, and I would come to like a thing where I don't agree with you, is anything with kids.
I mean, I've represented people involved in stuff like that, and
like a Jeffrey Epstein case. Who the person that would defend that to me is
hard. But again, all you're doing is putting the best case, your client's best case, to court, and the prosecution.
It's a job.
Yeah, they're putting their best case forward as well, and then the decision belongs to the court.
What do you think about all that? Like, I was so drawn into the Jeffrey Epstein stuff before he got caught.
I didn't look at it that intently
because it's going to be funny. Do you know where I heard about it? Alex Jones.
Oh
no! I'm not an Alex Jones listener,
dude. No, I like Alex Jones. Just because he's funny.
Alex Jones on Joe Rogan years ago was like, "There's this dude called Jeffrey, blah blah blah. He has this island, and it sounds crazy in your head. It's like a movie,
and then it happens, and you're like, fuck."
Even if he gets 3 out of 10 things right, those 3 things are vile.
Yeah,
and he was saying this, and so I'd look it up, and then it all happened, and then there's these people, and then there's a book, and then this book has all of these people in it, and then he dies. But he dies because he's in a maximum security prison, and the guards fell asleep, and the footage went missing.
Yeah.
And then he got hung. It's like, how do you navigate around all that? Because there's a certain level you get to where the law doesn't matter anymore.
And it happens, like, stuff like that where you think, fuck, how did this happen? How did that happen? It happens with every case. Like, you'll see South Australia police or something post on Facebook that they're looking for someone, and someone will be like, oh, he was arrested for this. How did he get bail and stuff?
Well, it's very funny because I know someone years ago in the late 90s, early 2000s, and they got done for a very vicious crime. And they were sentenced to a lot of years in prison. And the evidence went missing. It just went missing, and the whole case got thrown out.
I was listening to something the other day. I can't remember what case it was, but that's right. It was I can't remember his last name, which is bad, but because I listen to like true crime podcasts and stuff like that.
There's an excellent one called
Case File.
Case File, and there's a really good historic one called Real Dictators.
Yeah, okay.
And they also do them on narcos.
Yeah, right. This one was this.
Just bring that up a tiny bit more.
I can't remember the guy's full name that went missing, but his first name was Matthew or Maddie is what his parents called him. But in his case, he went missing
And one of the detectives that was involved in his case early on was obviously working constantly on this case, and she took a box of evidence home. And then there was a coroner's inquest years later, and they found, they were like, where the fuck is all this evidence? And it ended up just being at her house, and she was like, fuck, I've had this box of evidence. So, like, shit just does go missing sometimes, because it's the same as anywhere. Like,
there's incompetence in every job.
Yeah, and like, not
with the Jeffrey Epstein case.
Human error. Yeah, that one. I mean, I haven't even followed it that closely because
he hung himself.
The thing that pisses me off about that case is you cannot, it doesn't matter what you Google or what you look at, you're not going to find
the truth,
accurate information, because there's so much conspiracy surrounding it.
The only issue with that I find, which makes me put my conspiracy hat on with a lot of things, is these old monarchies like the Clintons. Like, these old monarchies, they don't understand that normal civilians like you and me have access to the internet now.
Yeah.
And we have access to unlimited information. And there's cameras. And there's videos. But the
problem, like, I get that as well. But the problem with this unlimited information we have access to...
is a lot of it's fake.
A lot of it is total shit,
but some of it isn't.
But then,
so it's hard. So then you get someone like Alex Jones who says this is happening, and it's not.
It's like a frenzy. Of like,
but then he says that. But then he says something like Sandy Hook was a fucking false flag,
and then you get that, and you're like, dude, just fucking shut up.
Yes, that's horrible. That's horrible. I will never ever. That for anyone who doesn't know,
you might not be aware of this as like someone who's involved in the everyday court, but there's this movement in Australia and overseas about being a sovereign citizen. Like, you probably would have heard of it.
Sovereign citizen is in your own country.
As in, like, I don't even fucking know what they actually believe in, apart from the fact that the not South Australia, just Australia in general, the legal system's invalid, all this sort of shit, and then we have to deal with them in court about, usually it's a speeding fine.
Well, and like this is like, so as I understand that, like, you would come into my house and it's my own country.
Yeah, pretty much.
And there's people that actually believe that.
For example, I saw a court case once where this guy was applying for bail. The magistrate asked him who he was, and he was like, I don't have a name, or I don't accept any moniker that's been given to me.
Okay, that's too far.
And she asked him where he lived, and his answer was, I am a man, I live in my body.
A succulent Chinese meal.
Dude, that's the whole premise. And they're like, under Magna Carta, which is basically irrelevant at this point in time, or the 1945 Charter of Human Rights. But they come into court and they're like, they'll send you a letter first of all, and they'll be like, by reading this letter you are entering into a contract with me. I'm like, no, that's not how it works. But they can download this pro forma. I don't know where they get it from, but they all have this pro forma they download from the internet, and they'll send it to you as a legal document. And like, it's just been fed by people like Alex Jones. Look, I have a love-hate relationship with Joe Rogan, but he's definitely fed into it as well. And Jordan Peterson as well.
The thing with people like Jordan Peterson and Joe Rogan, I feel like they get misconstrued by clips.
100%.
Clips.
Here's the thing.
So Joe Rogan got cancelled for that thing he said about trans people.
I know. Look, and here's the thing. You're never going to find someone, and this is what really pisses me off, because I've watched some Jordan Peterson stuff and been like,
he's fucking brilliant.
This dude is so smart. He's got a good idea about this. And
but you can't determine someone on their views.
You're never going to agree with anyone 100%.
No, but you can't misconstrue someone because of their views.
Yeah.
And do you know what?
He does say some stuff where I'm like,
Yeah, he says questionable shit, but I say question.
Yeah, dude,
would
I
say,
fucking hate you.
You
man.
would say, I hate you. Did you?
Well, even like before when you were talking about people that like do stuff to kids, and I've represented people that do
Yeah,
stuff to kids.
that's the thing. It's
And like,
just like you
some
have to,
people will never understand that someone has to do that job, and these people, even though they might be total pieces of shit,
But the society we live in now, it's based on 30-second clips.
exactly.
So
And
you
that-
see this clip of Joe Rogan blasting transgender people, but you didn't see the fucking 3 minutes before that when he was saying, if you're in a fucking combat sport and a male has transitioned to a female, and that male that used to be a male is fighting females with the genetics of a male and breaking her fucking orbital in her eye, then that's not fair. It's
Yeah.
not fair. You're not the
and
same thing.
Like I'm firmly of the opinion that I try not to make any comment on something that I'm not qualified to make a comment on.
I will.
Yeah, I know you
I
will.
will because no, but like I will, but it's I
like,
will because I
feel I can see why people are upset.
I can see why, and I can see the turnaround now because for like 3-4 years it was a very scary space to make comments on things, but I feel like now a lot of people are kind of like they're rebutting, like it's coming back.
Yeah.
And I notice it in the humor on.
But the problem is, like, it's so much of, again, it's extremes. You've got the...
Why can't you just fucking have a good time and be a good person?
Well, that's, you can. And,
Like,
and I think
I
one
have
of them...
my opinions.
do you know, there's a guy on Instagram mainly, I think, but he does a lot of public speaking and things like that. His name is Richie Hardcore.
No, I've never heard of him.
You should look at him, man, because he's a professional...
Is he from Australia?
No, he's from New Zealand. He's a professional Muay Thai fighter. And he had belts and stuff like that. But
Richie Hardcore.
Yeah, he is a really wholesome dude. And, like, he talks about, Andrew Tate and things like that. And he's just a mad dog. And he came and did a talk at Flinders University. And I watched it and I was like... This guy is, he's incredible, and he's all about like positive mindset and
my whole thing on the Andrew Tate thing, and my missus hates that I say this.
I fucking hate Andrew Tate.
And I always say to her, you don't. I feel like he knows what the market is, and he's capitalizing.
He's playing a character, 100%, 100%.
So I cannot. So in my head, I cannot fault him because he's.
You can fucking fault him because, dude, people that watch him.
I can fault him because he's brainwashing. He's brainwashing young males,
children,
because that's his demographic.
100%.
But he has found the market and he's exploiting it.
Yeah,
for capital gain.
Dude,
and
I need to piss again.
You need to piss again.
Again.
You do that.
Yeah, dude, I'm busting.
Do you want me to come with you?
Yeah, can you hold my hand?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I fucking love sinking beers.
So do I.
Is this the first house you bought?
Yeah, this was my rental property. We were gonna move. We were looking at acreages, and then I was like, I'm going for yeah. So I think we're just gonna pay this off. that would be fucking worth like 680, 700,000.
And I said to Matilda, like,
but you
I was
don't
like,
get you don't get that there.
we'll offer this, and I was like, we're probably not going to get it. But the person who owned it was like, oh, I want someone who's going to live in it. So we got it.
Is there another Jaeger? Oh, we got another Jaeger on the
Yeah, easy. I fucking love Jaeger bombs, man. Dude, this is fun.
It's fun once you get into it.
Yeah.
Once you get over it. We were just saying that once, like James, obviously he's opened up a lot right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Once you get over the fact that this is happening and you're just talking, it's just like talking at the bar.
Yeah, dude, it's
And that's what I want the podcast to be. I want it to just be like two people talk. I don't want it edited. Like, obviously we edit out piss breaks and shit.
yeah.
But
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe you should just bring the camera.
Honestly, if I had another camera, I would love to take
have one in
as
the garden.
intermission, just like a B-roll of us pissing in the garden.
Just fucking your mates pissing on your mandarin tree.
Oh, you haven't even met Bruno yet.
The dog. Oh, dude, I'm keen. Is it a girl?
No, he's a boy.
He's a boy.
He's a big boy.
He's so cute.
He's fucking animal.
Yeah.
He's a good boy, but people are fucking terrified of him.
I love dogs, man. So, unless he bites my arm off, I reckon we'll get on.
As long as you don't move like a crackhead. He broke through my front window 2 months ago, trying to get someone. But if he's weird, that's why I always say I'll meet you out the front, because if someone walks in the front yard with me, he won't do anything. But if you just came into my front yard,
Yeah, he'd have a go.
he would try and break the window to get to you.
Yeah. Well, that's good, though.
Well, he was raised in Morphettvale. You need to be like that.
Yeah, you have to, man.
The other side of the road's Hackham.
Yeah, I know. I used to deliver pizzas in Hacker, man. It's fucking
Who
terrifying.
did you deliver pizzas for?
Pedro's, man.
They're gone now, eh?
I know. I don't know what the go is, because I used to, like, it was a family business, and the family that owned it were legends.
Pedro's next to Calcutta?
No,
No, that's Pappy's.
That's Pappy's.
They're
Pedro's
sold too. They're
is-
selling too.
is near like
Pedro, because there always used to
Good
be. There
vibrations.
always used to be a turf war between Pappy's and Pedro's.
yeah.
I was
And-
a Pappy's boy.
I used to deliver like mad pizzas in my Gemini. Oh
Did you see my red beast out the front?
no! What have you got?
Toyota Corolla Seeker.
Sick. I remember that.
How are you with drink driving charges?
That Calais you used to have?
Oh, the VY.
Dude, you don't want to have me for a drink driving charge.
You don't?
Not well.
You don't have a good record on them?
As your lawyer, I'd be alright. As your prosecutor, you know.
That VY I had,
That was sick, man.
I crashed the fuck out of it.
Oh, did you really?
So what happened? I bought it for 12,500 cash with 90,000 Ks on it. And
it was mint. I remember.
It was mint.
It was such a good car.
But I don't know who gave me a V8 at that age.
Yeah.
I was going outside my work car park and I was fucking ripping a huge burnout. My back tyres blew and I smashed into the curb and I parked perfectly on the side of the road. I called the insurance company and I was like, oh, a cat ran out in front of my car. And my cat ran out in front of the car and I swerved and I hit the curb. They fixed it up for me. The bloke who bought my car, because I sold it straight after, he didn't get an RAA check, so I sold it for 17,500.
What the fuck?
And I got it.
He must have been stupid as. What
Yeah.
year was that?
Dumb motherfucker.
What
This
year was
I would have been 10 years ago at least.
Yeah, because I bought a VY SSU.
If I kept that car, it'd be worth 50,000 today.
No.
Easy.
No,
Easy.
no.
Do you know how much money?
No. Was that a VY or a VZ?
VY.
Yeah, no. Fuck
Calais.
off. No way. It would have been worth a bit. Don't get me wrong.
24?
Maybe.
36.
If you got a guy who was stupid enough to buy it off you for 17.
With no RAA check.
Yeah. I've never done an RA check, man.
That's fair. If you know something about a car, though, I don't know fuck all about cars.
Neither do I, dude. I just
I know
buy
if
them
I
and
put
hope
my
for the
foot,
best.
if I put my foot down enough, I put my foot on the clutch and I rip it into first. It's gonna be a good time.
I bought a VY SS in. Fuck, it would have been like 2019, maybe. Nah, it would have been earlier than that.
So that's post Holden.
2017, maybe.
Oh,
and I got it for like $7 or something.
Yeah.
It was fucking so good, dude. They're such good cars.
They are good cars.
And it's like, it had a huge cam and stuff in it. I wish I never sold it. But there's no way I'd get like 50 grand for it now.
You ride a Harley, don't you?
No, I'm on my L's, so I ride, it's a Yamaha Harley. It's like 650 V-Star. I will get a Harley when I'm on my fulls, but the only Harley you can ride on your L plates is a Street 500, and at that point it's like, why the fuck would you?
Because you're going to upgrade in fucking 2 years anyway.
And the one I've got a 650 Yami at the moment, so. Ned rides a Harley.
Ned would.
He's got a Fat Boy.
I cannot believe Ned.
I fucking love Ned, man.
I cannot believe him. What's he doing tonight?
I don't know. I've messaged him. We're going to a swap meet tomorrow down at Strathalbyn.
I wonder what Kyle's doing.
It's Brandon's wedding today.
Brandon
Smith.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so they'd all be there.
Yeah.
You didn't get invited.
Well, weddings are fucking hard, man. So I didn't invite Brandon to mine.
You should have.
Well, I mean, it's hard. And I mean, you're up for it soon, aren't you?
Nah, we're going to do a destination wedding.
Yeah.
So whoever can afford... I say we're going to. Like, we haven't decided yet. But I think my family's too big.
Weddings are brutal, dude.
My family's too big.
That's what I mean. That's why I didn't invite Brandon to mine, and it's not because I don't like him. You can't have everyone.
I did a count the other day. I have 98 people I need to invite because of family relation.
You need to.
Like, need to.
That's
like
fucked.
First cousins.
That's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm Greek, but I'm not as Greek.
Yeah, so 91 people we counted on my mum's side only that we need to invite.
Yeah, but
And
Matilda's Maltese, and she's proper Maltese.
Yeah, but there's 8 people in Malta.
Yeah, but they're all from the same family.
Yeah, it's all inbred.
But yeah, weddings are hard, man. You can't invite everyone.
So I'm thinking we're going to go to Thailand or Queensland if we do something like that.
Thailand or Queensland.
No, because it just depends. Like, Queensland would be cool, but I would prefer to like go to an overseas, and whoever can afford to come. Like, if you can afford to come, you come. Like, whoever can afford to come can come, and that'll count the number 50 max, and that's perfect. Because I don't want to... We already live together. It would just be a money grab. Like, what's the point of having a big celebration?
See, I was like that as well. And Matilda was like that a bit as well. But our wedding it's sick, man. It's so good.
Yeah, it's a good... I don't know.
Because you'll have a wedding that... Like, ours was just a fucking piss up. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah.
But I think a destination wedding is fitting. Because then it's like whoever wants to come can come, and then you're just on holiday. Like, you're just loving it.
Yeah.
In Adelaide, it's a stressful day. You got to worry about 400 people. My sister's wedding had over 500 plus people.
That's fucked up.
Because his family's as big as ours.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
1,000 people.
Yeah. No, you just want like a good core of people to get around it.
And some meth.
Yeah. Oh, I mean...
Moorish.
It's so Moorish.
It's so Moorish.
It's like once you have a bit...
Is that 70% of your clientele? There's a big grip on the old meth, isn't
dude,
it?
in Horsham, meth was huge.
Did you listen to my podcast I released on Friday?
Like this Friday?
Wayne Cleveland?
Not yet, no.
He used to be a bra boy. Yeah. And he served 16 on top, 10 on the bottom. He got out 3 years ago.
Fuck.
He was a professional. He's a professional surfer. He's 51 now. And he used to fly to LA, work with the Mexican mafia, strap himself with 2.5 kilos of cocaine, and he'd fly back to New South Wales in Maroubra.
Yeah.
And he did this numerous times. For like 10 years he did it by himself, and he used to make $350,000 each trip.
It's fucking great, dude. It's so crazy. Like, you talk about the
do you know what?
crimes.
He is the nicest, most humble bloke.
Yeah.
He even says, he's like, I feel like I got done harshly with 16 years, but I understand the charge.
How much did he have?
He got done with millions, $6.4 million. He got 20 kilos.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty run.
But I think he feels in his heart that they pinned him because they were watching him for a while. Like they pinned him with previously that they didn't put on paper. So they were making an example.
Man. Like, and I would never, personally, I'd never get involved in anything criminal at the moment. Like, because you just don't know.
It's like that anonymous app that just fucked over half of Adelaide.
You don't know. You never know. And eventually, your number's up. And
do you know what's funny, though? He didn't have... Oh, I asked him, I said, did you ever have a close call? And he's like, not a single one.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Because once you get to a certain point, if they're already watching you, you're not going to have a close call.
And then...
Because they want you for everything.
But when he was getting pinged... He knew he was getting pinged for a year. So he went off the rails and he was like, I'm fucked anyway. I'm going to make as much money as I can. And then when he went into jail, his family and friends fucked him and stole everything anyway. So he went out with... But phenomenal bloke. One of the best people I've ever met in my life. He was a professional surfboarder, so he's had a wild life.
Well, this is the thing, man. Like, you never know the kind of people that
commit
these crimes.
I've met a lot.
There's so much overlap between and this is what I found when I was working in defense. Like, I didn't deal with the high profile organized crime when I was in defense because they wouldn't have legal aid, but there's a huge overlap between people who commit crimes and obviously disadvantage, but also people who find a niche in crime that they can do for a while that they think's going to get them, I'll make this much and then I'll stop. And it never stops, man.
Because you get used to that money.
You get used to the money, you get used to the people
the
that
lifestyle.
You're with, and you can't get out. And it's bad. I mean, for some people it's bad, some people it works out, but most people get caught.
A lot of the best people I've ever met have been massive crime figures.
Oh, dude, and it's 100%. That's.
But they treat, like this bloke Wayne. He always said, "My job was my job. Like that was my job. Like I treated it like a job." And it's hard to say, like, you're a criminal lawyer, so it's obviously illegal.
I had a client once, like, because legal aid, you have to do this massive questionnaire when you apply for legal aid.
I remember you telling me this, and I was hoping you were going to fucking tell this story.
And it's, you have to basically say everything about yourself and that's what decides whether or not you qualify. And as the lawyer, in Victoria, they have a great legal aid system. It's awesome. I love it. Compared to here, it's fantastic. But you've got to answer this questionnaire, right? So, and one of the questions is, do you have a job? And so I asked this client of mine, hey, do you have a job? Do you work? And he's like, yes, I work. And I was like, straight away, I was like, oh, it's not great because normally if you work, you can't get legal aid because you earn too much. So I said to him, okay, great. What do you do for work? And he goes to me, oh, I'm a drug dealer. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going to say no, you don't work. Because you can't be a drug dealer legally.
Do you pay taxes on that?
Yeah, it's like, and that's the trap that people fall into. A lot of people fall into is, I'm a drug dealer, this is my day-to-day. Which I guess I've never been in the position where I've needed that to be my day-to-day. So it's probably easier for people to fall into. But this is advice from me. If you're a drug dealer, don't make it your fucking day-to-day. It's
at least work at Woolworths.
Don't put it on you. Like, if you ever have to fill out a form that asks you what you do for work, don't write drug dealer.
Was the one that was like claiming a disability pension?
No, that's a common thing, like disability pension, because that's another thing you have to fill out. Is like if you're on a Centrelink benefit, normally it's like, yeah, I get youth allowance, or yeah, I'm a carer, or yeah, I get family benefit. But a lot of people would be like, oh yeah, I get DSP. And then later there's another question like, do you have a disability? And they'd be like, no. And you'd be like, well, what the fuck do you get the disability support pension for then? Like, oh, I've got a sore back. I'm like, okay. Like, it's... And there's a huge inconsistency with people that get disability support pensions and people that can't get them, who have legitimate problems, and people who get them because they have a sore back. And you're just like, what the fuck? Who assesses this stuff?
Yeah, it's fucked. Oh. Alright, James. I reckon me and you are gonna finish these beers and we're gonna go and disturb Jacob Barter's business.
I am super keen.
Ching ching.
Ching
and
ching.
I'll see you at the bottom, my friend. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me, mate.
Boom.
I get better as I'm more pissed.